Good morning, everybody. Muteka Ngazadok is my name, Member of Parliament of West County.
Yeah, praise God. By the names I'm called Nanzala Metrin, MP na Misindwa County. Thank you.
Jalameso Fred, Member of Parliament of Juri County, Leptong District, Northern Uganda. You are welcome.
Staff.
David Elogu, clerk attached to the committee.
Thank you, Chair. Elsie Nabde, Lawyer and Legislative Services.
Good morning, Chair. Mohebo Henry Wanzoire from the Office of Lead of Government Business.
Thank you, Chair. Chigun Ernest, Research Officer, attached to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Basala Martin, Senior Economist on the committee.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Mutalia Geoffrey, Police Analyst, attached to the committee.
Thank you, Chair, and Honorable Minister and your team. My name is Nathan Bianyima, Bukanga North Constituency in Isinjiro District, and a member of this committee. You are most welcome. I thank you.
Mwine Mpaka, MP Mbara City South and Chair of the committee. And we have introductions from our guests led by the Honorable Minister.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, committee. My name is Maganda Julius Wandera, Minister of State for Transport, Minister of Transport and Works.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, my colleagues, my name is Kajuna Benon. I'm the Managing Director of URC.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, my name is David Atenia, Senior Accountant, SGR, Minister of Works. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. My name is Nelson Renaga. I'm the Acting Commissioner of Transport Services at the Ministry of Works and Transport.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. I'm Barbara Vindeva Sinithia, Assistant Commissioner, Railway Transport, Regulation and Safety, Minister of Works and Transport. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and Honorable Members. I am Engineer Prosper Msime. I'm the Chief Mechanical Engineer of Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Honorable Members and Chair. Nina Nasuna, Chief Finance Officer.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. I'm Grace Opoka, the Acting Corporation Secretary. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Members and the Chair. Letitia Nachigud de Sebunya. I'm the Principal Finance Officer in charge of revenue at Uganda Railways Corporation. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and the members. My name is Moses Sozi, Principal Procurement Officer, Uganda Railway Corporation.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. My name is Michael Lagara. I'm the Acting Chief Operations Officer, Uganda Railways. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. My name is Juliet Kengans, Senior Operations Officer, URC.
Honorable Chair and members, my name is Nelson Ernest Kahandi, Head of Human Resources at URC.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. I'm Isaac Natkunda, Chief Civil Engineer, Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. I'm Engineer Jude Mubangizi, Assistant Commission Design and Network Engineering, Minister of Works.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. My name is Judith Karara Natkunda. I am the Acting Principal Rail Transport Officer at the Ministry of Works and Transport.
Good morning, Chair and members. Sengendo John Lennon, Public Relations and Communications, Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Engineer Brian Sempevo, Principal Civil Engineer,
Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Jessica Bakazi Wazira, Research and Compliance, Uganda Railways.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Ebo Kamoga, Technical Assistant to the Managing Director, Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. I'm Opolot Majid, Acting Principal Legal Officer, Uganda Railways.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. I'm called Ampire Masi, the Principal Property Management Officer, Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Geoffrey Sekamate Busura, Principal Mechanical Engineer, Works.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Captain Francis Gilbert Okore, Security Officer.
Good morning, Chair and members. I'm Rehema Nachu, Statistician, Uganda Railways.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Philip Bosco Sega. I'm Principal Internal Auditor, URC.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Namteli Susan Sanya, Procurement Officer, Uganda Railways.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. I'm Pascasia Kiza, Principal Human Resource Officer, URC.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and honorable members. I'm Port Kashawamhairi, the Principal Finance Officer in charge of expenditure at Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and honorable members. I'm Kuna Richard, Principal Safety, Health and Environment Officer, Uganda Railways Corporation.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, honorable members. My name is Stephen Andre Gotu. I'm an economist with the Standard Gauge Railway Project under the Ministry of Works and Transport.
Good morning, Chair and members. I am Engineer Daniel Kabagosa from the Standard Gauge Railway Project under the Ministry of Works and Transport.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and honorable members. My name is Mark Arenitwe, Senior Procurement Officer, Uganda Railways Corporation.
Can we have, okay.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Richard Pusinge. I head Planning and Strategy Management, Uganda Railways Corporation.
Introductions from the members who came in late.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Engineer Sebuga Chimeze, Member of Parliament, Budiebo County, Nakasongola District. You are welcome.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everybody. I'm Engineer Ilukol Emmanuel, Member of Parliament, Bokora County, Napak District. Thank you.
Okay, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome you all to your first meeting with Uganda Railways and SGR, I believe, Honorable Minister. I want to thank you for keeping time and bringing a very large team, because what we have seen in the past, the few days we have met the Ministry of Works, there are very many issues. So I believe even beyond your presentation, some issues will come up. But we have looked through your presentation. It's a very good presentation, very big presentation. But there are some issues you need to also inform this committee about. We are aware you are making losses. Now you have made losses of about 32 billion plus. That's Uganda Railway Corporation. And I believe you are still making more losses. We will want to know why. You are relying on external financing majorly. We also aware you are spending at source. Luckily enough, I've seen you have corporation secretaries. So you present a document authorizing you to spend at source, just to allay members' fears from the PSST. We would want to look at it. Maybe later, at a later stage, we'll also want to look at your bank statement. We are aware 394 wagons disappeared from Uganda Railway Corporation and cannot be traced. Maybe it is not true, you have found them. During your presentation, you need to explain to us. We also aware 62 land titles have vanished. I don't know how, but you know these things, so you need to explain to us how land titles disappeared. We're also aware there's massive encroachment on Uganda Railway Corporation land. During your presentation, we want to know who has encroached on the land. The earliest being this garden next to the railway station. I'm told it has been titled now by a private person. I don't know if it is true. But we want to know who are these encroachers on government land, expired tenancies, you have law procurement implementations. At a later stage, we are going to also be interested in the loans, the Spanish loan, and I believe there's another loan that were acquired to refurbish the railway, meter gauge railway. SGR, we are told you have signed a contract recently. You need to update us on that contract and the amount, who is going to do this wonderful job. So there are so many questions that will come up even within your presentation. I believe your presentation is a status update on where you have reached and what you have done so far. But kindly respond to those issues again I've stated. And without wasting time, allow me to invite the Honorable Minister to make his presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Good morning once again, members. I want to thank the Chair of the committee for the invitation, which we received, and scheduling us to appear this morning. And I also want to thank the Chair for permitting us when we had an issue of the inability for us to turn up yesterday because we were traveling for burial in Ajumani. So we wrote to the Chair and requested that we can reschedule that meeting. And I want to thank you for accepting for yesterday's missing. Today we are interfacing with the committee and we have two agencies before us. That is the Uganda Railways Corporation, and also we have the SGR, Standard Gauge Railway, which is also within our mandate as a ministry, and we shall have the presentations. Already the Chair has hinted on a few areas that I believe my technical team has prepared well. I also want to believe that most of the members could already be having copy of the same, so that it could also help us on the ease of reference. But above all, I will be, through the Chair, requesting my team, the head of department, to lead us through this presentation, and I will begin with the Uganda Railways Corporation, the MD, or he will appoint either of his staff to take us through. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, the Honorable Members of Parliament, my colleagues from URC, from the Ministry of Works and Transport, and the SGR. We have prepared the presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, Honorable Minister, Honorable Chairperson, and allow me to take you through the PowerPoint presentation, which we have actually prepared. Mr. Chairman, on page 2, on page 1, slide 2 is the presentation outline, where I will be able to take you through. URC is a parastatal under Ministry of Works and Transport, established by the Act of Parliament of 1992, with the mandate to construct, operate, and maintain rail services, marine services, road services, both within and outside Uganda.
If I may guide, I believe we had this presentation early. So you go straight to the status, introduction, we don't need to dwell on it. go straight to the current status at URC.
Okay, thank you very much. I will start with the network status, which is slide 4. We have a network of 1,266 kilometers, out of which only 269 kilometers is operational, representing 21% of the network. We also have Tororo Kumi section, which has been completed under the Tororo Good rehabilitation. That's on slide number 4. You can see the operational network of 269 kilometers. Guru Pakwach, we are under feasibility study, and Narukorongo, Kasese, Busoga Loop, and other branches, equivalent to 490 kilometers. This one is not operational, and this is the area which has been heavily encroached on. Mr. Chairman, on page 6, these are the NDP 4 targets, which we must be able to strive to achieve as URC. And on slide 7, we align to a 10-fold growth strategy as articulated by the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. And URC is seen as an enabler in achieving the accelerated industrialization, regional integration, and efficient trade logistics. And we directly support the 4 pillars of ATMs as articulated by Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Slide 8, Mr. Chairman, are the opportunities which URC has if we are to work according to optimal capacity. We have the opportunity of shifting over 1.2 million tons of cargo annually from road to rail. And also, we support industrialization and export growth by providing affordable, predictable freight for factories. We decongest the cities through modern commuter rail. That's an opportunity if you are to get funding, and also connecting people to jobs faster and cheaper. Generate sustainable revenue through railway development levy and commercial operations, and we also enhance regional competitiveness, positioning Uganda as a gateway for inland trade across the Great Lakes region. Mr. Chairman, you know Uganda is served by 2 corridors, the Central Corridor and the Northern Corridor, and we as Uganda, we are strategically located as a transport hub. So if we are to develop our transport and logistics system, Mr. Chairman, then we shall be able to harness and achieve a lot. Slide number 10, Mr. Chairman, is the performance against the selected indicators. The freight volumes, Mr. Chairman, we are now moving 266 tons per year out of the 540 tons if we are to break even. And Mr. Chairman, I would like to elaborate more on this. As you are aware, Mr. Chairman, we had a concession which was terminated in 2017. And by the time the concession was terminated, we had a backlog maintenance of about 1.5 trillion Uganda shillings. The concessionaire, the RVR, never invested in any maintenance, never invested in acquiring new assets, never invested in maintenance of the stock and skills. So now, instead of moving 1 million tons of cargo per year, we now move about 266,000 tons. Mr. Chairman, I thought I would bring this to your attention. And this one mainly makes us now, we have the key factors which contribute to this underperformance. One is inadequate or irregular financing. We have aged or not maintained and insufficient rolling stock. We have dilapidated infrastructure, Mr. Chairman. We have widespread land encroachment. We have the lack of cargo tracking system, understaffing, vandalism. Mr. Chairman, we have high operating costs, and we are a loss-making organization. And why is it so? This is because, Mr. Chairman, we don't have the assets to move the cargo. The customers are there, but our assets are very old, they are aged, they are not maintained. But I am happy to report that we are able to receive 100 billion in quarter 3, and now we are under procurement processes to make sure that we are able to maintain our assets and build capacity to satisfy our customers. Mr. Chairman, we have high operating costs. For every shilling that we are earning, we are spending 3 shillings to earn 1 shilling. And this is very dangerous for us as railways, so we must make sure that, yes, we develop our capacity and we are capitalized, because the railways has been under capitalized for a long time. Mr. Chairman, Tororo Guru length, we have now at 75%, and we expect to complete the rehabilitation up to Guru by October this year. The transit time from Maraba to Kampala, our target was 2.5 days, but we are doing it in 1.8 days. In terms of wagon numbers, we have 298 wagons out of the expected 1,067. So you can see the capacity we are operating in. So 298 wagons are very few. If we could have over 1,000 wagons. In Kenya, they have over 4,000 wagons. They have over 40 locomotives. For us, Mr. Chairman, we only have 10 locomotives, out of which 4 are actually our mainline locomotives, and they are not even available and reliable. So you find that they are able to operate from here up to Mukono, they fail, and then we are able to repair. And that one brings us a very high cost of doing business. Slide 11, Mr. Chairman, this is the rail freight, where we are recovering, but still we are below the break-even point. I'm saying if we are to break even, at least we will be moving about 500,000 tons of cargo per year. But we should be having the capacity to move actually 1 million tons of cargo, which we were doing before the concession in 2006. But when the concessionaire came in, he didn't do any investment, and he did more harm than good to URC. Mr. Chairman, in the short time, we have been able to resume movement of local cargo. Now we can move cargo from Tororo to Kampala, and in addition to the cargo which is imported through Mombasa to Kampala and through Dar es Salaam to Kampala. We have also started moving fuel from Kisumu up to Jinja, and this is very good for the economy of Uganda. On passenger services, slide number 12, Mr. Chairman, we have been able to move 454,000 passengers out of the target of 504. And we only have 5 coaches. Really, we need about 30 coaches if we are to move more passengers. And Mr. Chairman, you can see the congestion in Kampala. If we could invest more in coaches, then it would mean that now the congestion in Kampala would actually reduce, because most people going to Jinja, most people going to Mukono, they would be using our coaches. In financial performance, on slide 13, Mr. Chairman, we have a funding gap of about 675 billion in the last 6 years, as indicated in that. And this is very, very critical for us, Mr. Chairman, because unlike our partner states in Kenya and Tanzania, the government came in handy and they were able to invest in MGR and SGR. But I'm happy to report that, yes, the government now is coming on board, and we should be able to move very fast as we recover the URC operations. Projects on slide 15, we have rehabilitation of Tororo Guru railway line. We are now at 75%. Financial progress is at 83%. This project commenced in July 2023. Works now are ongoing up to Guru. The train is able now to reach Lilan. This is the engineering train. So by October, we should be have completed this work. Slide 16 is on East African Community Railway Rehabilitation Support Project. This is intended to do further track rehabilitation from Mukono up to Marava. We are supposed to do rolling stock and marine vessels. We are going to procure new 10 locomotives. We are procuring also 100 flat wagons, new. We are also going to do trade facilitation and institutional support for URC. We also have support to project management. Under railway skills development, we have a component of capacity building activities, and here we are going to set up a railway training institute. We don't have any in Uganda, so we are going to set up a railway training institute, which will be able to train our staff to be able to do their job and mandate. On slide 17, Mr. Chairman, this is a rehabilitation of Guru Pakwach. We have a pre-feasibility study which has been completed. The full feasibility study and the preliminary engineering designs have been completed. They are being awaited the approval. This is being coordinated by the ministry. The rough cost estimate now is indicated at 593 billion. This is intended to connect West Nile to railway line to serve Guru Logistics Hub, which is in northern Uganda, and also it is intended to connect eastern DRC and South Sudan. Mr. Chairman, on the expansion of passenger services in the Greater Kampala metropolitan area, we are working with the European Union, and studies are underway to establish passenger services from Bujuko through Kampala up to Mukono and Jinja. And the studies indicate that we need to have a double track, which we shall be able to use. And also studies are indicating that we need to have electric multiple units rather than diesel, because the technology is changing. So all these are the recommendations which are on table and which we are discussing to make sure that we promote passenger service. This is going to be a game changer for us, so that we can be able to promote or to reduce traffic congestion. Slide 19, Mr. Chairman, is expansion and modernization of Port Bell as a green infrastructure. This is also being financed or supported by the European Union. As you are aware, the government is constructing Bukasa Port. Bukasa Port is going to be a main cargo port for the region, linking with Tanzania. Port Bell is going to be a green port for passenger, tourism, and local cargo. So the studies are ongoing, and this one, it will involve dredging. We shall also do expanded hard stand, put up operation infrastructure, port equipment to be able to support that function I've elaborated above. Slide 20, Mr. Chairman, is on AFCON 2027 passenger services. We are going to handle passenger facilities that are going to be constructed, some of them refurbished, some of them to be retrofitted, passenger coaches. We have expected to get 23.3 billion, and the stations are going to work on Kampala main station, Namboole Stadium, Namanve Stadium or station, and also Mukono main station. And the components, we shall do the fencing, we shall do the access road, the beautification, the landscaping. We shall also have a new terminal building constructed, electrical facilities, lighting improved, and also to improve on the boarding facilities for the passengers at the Kampala main station. So the procurement is ongoing, and the contract is now with Solicitor General for civil works. And once it is signed, then we shall be able now to start on the civil works. For the rolling stock, Mr. Chairman, we are supposed to retrofit about 5 operational coaches, and also to rehabilitate about 8 passenger coaches, and also to lease 2 locomotives and 30 coaches. Mr. Chairman, this is where we need your support, because we cannot do the civil works without the rolling stock, to the coaches, and then we use to move the passengers or the fans who will be enjoying the 2027 AFCON games in Uganda. Number 11, Mr. Chairman, is the construction of automated level crossing signals. We are planning to do 5 priority areas as a pilot, then other 15 are to be constructed in the medium term. We are targeting Nsambya level crossing, Wankoko level crossing, Namumira level crossing. Mr. Chairman, this is where the accident happened last time, where the students knocked the train. Interfreight in Namanve, Mukwano level crossing. And here we are going to do the train detection systems, so that when a train comes, the boom is able to lower down and show red. so that you are not supposed to move. We shall also have the automated physical barriers with LED traffic lights, flashlights, with audible warning sirens, with CCTV camera systems, and also we shall also be able to do building works for the auxiliary works. So, Mr. Chairman, we expect to complete this by December this year. What we need to do is to make sure that, yes, we sensitize the drivers so that they can be able to observe the traffic lights and safety regulations. Slide 22, Mr. Chairman, is on rolling stock refurbishment. We are repairing 4 main line locomotives. We have only four main line locomotives. They are not repaired, they are not serviced, but I'm happy to report that a contract has been signed, and a company called Greco is going to come and refurbish the 4 main line locomotives. We are going to manufacture 3 locomotives of 73 class. We're also going to rehabilitate 300 wagons and also procure 300 saddles. Saddles, this is where we shall be carrying coils mainly for the factories, including roofings and other factories which use coils. Pipeline projects, Mr. Chairman, is on slide 24. The feasibility studies we are undertaking with National Planning Authority and Uganda Development Bank. We are doing a feasibility study for linking MGR between Soroti, Katakwi, Moroto, and also doing Guru, Achak, Bibia, so that you can be able now to have MGR constructed and be able to link up with Moroto and also Bibia in northern Uganda. I've already talked about the expanded passenger services with double track in Kampala, developing Port Bear as a green infrastructure port, also construction of sidings. Mr. Chairman, we can be able now to give a last mile service to all our customers because we have constructed over 6 sidings for serving our customers. We're also going to construct MGR from Chengera to Buyara Oil Terminal under UNOC. On land and property management, Mr. Chairman, URC is one of the biggest landlords in Uganda. We own about 20,734 acres of land, from Kasese through to Kampala, through to Tororo, Marawa, from Tororo through to Guru, Pakwach. We also have land in Butiaba. We also have land in Arua, Masindi. We also have land in Busoga Loop. So really, we have a lot of land. As I've indicated, most of this land has been encroached on, but we are doing our level best to make sure that we are able to do away with the encroachers. Paragraph 27, Mr. Chairman, is the on insurance portfolio. We have been able now to have insurance covered for most of our assets. We also have insurance on goods in transit. Marine harm and terrorism, we have 2 vessels, MV Kawa and MV Pamba, they are all insured. We also have motor vehicle comprehensive insurance, workman's compensation, motor vehicles, all risk for locomotives, we have it, passenger liability, medical insurance for staff. Mr. Chairman, when I came to URC a year ago, the staff had actually lost hope because they had spent about 5 years without getting the gratuity. There was no medical insurance, but I am happy, Mr. Chairman, to note that now all the gratuity has been paid, medical insurance is in place, and the staff are actually motivated. Sometimes they would do away with salaries, would not actually get salaries for 2 months. But I'm ready to say the government has come in and the facilitation and the payment of all this has been covered. The suppliers had lost hope, but we have been able to pay all suppliers and service providers. The insurance companies, they had actually refused to give us insurance, but now, Mr. Chairman, they are coming and we are able to work with them as our service providers. On railway safety, Mr. Chairman, we conform and we align with international safety standards, safety performance, and we are trying our level best to make sure that we are ISO certified. But we cannot do that unless we have the assets in place, we have the manuals in place, we have the equipment in place, we have the people trained and everything. So we are working with the European Union. We are doing now the gap analysis to make sure that we get all the ISO certified requirements, both in health, safety, and quality management. Accidents experienced by URC, Mr. Chairman, on page 30, we had level crossing collisions, especially in Namumila, in Mukono, Nsambia, Wankoko, and also Chibubu level crossings. The root factors, Mr. Chairman, the road users ignore warning signs, they fail to stop, they overspeed, they overtake at those level crossings. Normally, the drivers are distracted. You find they have headphones, but they are driving. Their vehicles are in bad mechanical conditions. And sometimes they underestimate the train speeds. They think that they can be able to pass before a train passes. But by the time they do that, you find that they have already knocked the train. Mr. Chairman, in a railway business, the train cannot be knocked. It's you who knocks the train, because we have the right of way. So that's the term normally we use. Because if we had the steering, possibly we would be able to maneuver around and be able to dodge the accident. But we cannot, because the way we are constructed, we have one right of way which we must be able to comply with. That's why we are working with the Ministry of Works and Transport, Mr. Chairman, to ensure that the drivers are sensitized about this so that they are aware. But we are going ahead, in addition, to make sure that we automate the level crossings so that people can be able to be protected. Mr. Chairman, public trespassing, pedestrians walking on the track at worst with headphones on, children playing in the near railway line. And that's not acceptable, Mr. Chairman, and this is happening. And I'm happy I'm talking to honorable members of parliament. This message should be able to go back to the Wananchi, where you come from, especially those where the railway passes, so that you can be able to sensitize the people about this. Informal crossings, street vendors, livestock crossing the track. Mr. Chairman, the other day I received a phone call from the RDC Soroti. My staff had arrested about 300 cows who were actually grazing on the rail line. And supposing the train comes, what would really happen? This is very dangerous, so we should actually continue sensitizing the people about this. Infrastructure-related incidents, we have track derailments, missing rail fasteners, fishboard shafts, slipper deterioration, and also rail gauge movement, all largely linked to vandalism and environmental factors. Mr. Chairman, we had an accident about a month ago in Iganga. Some people came and removed the fasteners, and that's very dangerous for railways and for the government of Uganda. When you remove the fasteners, then the line becomes weak, the formation becomes weak. So when a train reaches there, of course, it capsizes. And we are trying to sensitize the Wananchi, tell them, please, why do you come and vandalize the rail line, which actually serves the government of Uganda? So I have been able to reach out to the security people, to the RDCs, to whoever, so that we can be able to protect this. On slide 29, Mr. Chairman, this is also railway safety operations at the URC. We align with international standards, safety performance, and also on the accident analysis. On slide 30, Mr. Chairman, the accidents experienced by URC, as I have already talked about above, we had one in Namumila, Butongol in Zambia, and the root factors are the road users who ignore the warning signs, they fail to stop, they overspeed, unsafe overtaking along the level crossings, driver distraction, inefficient mechanical condition, to mention, Mr. Chairman, but a few as already indicated. On slide 31 is ongoing collective measures, public awareness and sensitization. We are holding radio and TV talk shows. We are also having information taken through social media campaigns, also community sensitization at high-risk crossings, digital transformation displays at also at stations. Enforcement and security presence, we are working hand in hand with the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the Ministry of Works and Transport for traffic police and security agencies to be deployed at high-risk crossings during the peak traffic periods. We're also working with the Ministry of Works and Transport to have speed humps and ramp strips installed at the level crossings which are prone to accidents, especially Butongole, Nyenga, Namumila, and also Nsambia crossings. Mr. Chairman, we are also doing sensitization of encroachers and voluntary evictions. This is being done on Kampala Mukono section, and we are also going to fence, so that fencing in high traffic areas, which is mainly from here up to Mukono and possibly Chengera. Mr. Chairman, slide 32 is talking about the intervention roadmap. We are looking at automated and manual boom barriers. These are going to be deployed at level crossing networks throughout Uganda. Then we are going to have automated train control systems. We're also going to have multi-agency planning and coordination, where we have integrated planning with road agencies, utilities, and local agencies. And also long-term, we are going to have grade-separated crossings, like what SGR is going to do, to make sure that either roads pass up or trains pass down, and vice versa. Priorities, Mr. Chairman, is on page 34. Operationalization of the Tororo Guru railway line. This is going to be a game changer because it's going to link up with the Guru Logistics Hub. It's going to link up with South Sudan, to link up with DRC. Connections to Buyara, Unok Oil Terminal. This is after Chengera. Continued rehabilitation of rolling stock and permanent way maintenance. Mr. Chairman, we have not been having a maintenance culture, but we are saying we must be able to have a maintenance plan, which we have developed, to make sure that we maintain our locomotives, our coaches, we maintain our permanent way, we maintain even our buildings, and the land is able to be protected. Mr. Chairman, improve internally generated revenue through freight growth, property commercialization, and digital revenue collection. Currently, Mr. Chairman, as indicated, we depend more on the government of Uganda financing, but the strategy is to build our capacity. The government is holding our arm so that we can be able to stabilize our operations and be able to generate our own IGR or internally generated revenue, and we are able to depend on ourselves. Mr. Chairman, we are developing a sustainable railway financing framework. The plan we have here, Mr. Chairman, is like what is being done in Tanzania and Kenya. You charge a $1 per ton of cargo imported. This one is ring-fenced for developing both SGR and MGR. This one has done wonders in Tanzania and Kenya. This one will mean, Mr. Chairman, that we shall not be able to be coming to Treasury to get financing, but the financing will be sustainable through a railway levy development. We are establishing PPP, public-private partnerships for terminals, logistic parks, and railway sidings. We are also going to expand our freight volumes through industrial last-mile connectivity, as I have already indicated, by opening up sidings, capacity building in preparation for the SGR operation and maintenance. Mr. Chairman, SGR now is being handled under Ministry of Works, but we have agreed the moment it is constructed, then the operation and maintenance will be done by URC. So we have to build our capacity to make sure that we are able to take up that mega role. Acquisition of coal wagons, Mr. Chairman, the recent business indicates that we are importing more coal from Tanzania, but we don't have the coal wagons, so we are going to make sure that we get money to acquire more coal wagons, and we are able to transport them. On partnerships, Mr. Chairman, coordination have been reinstated with Kenya Railways and the Tanzania Railways. Mr. Chairman, we don't work in isolation. The railway business works in such a way that you are able to be linked with Kenya Railways in Kenya and also Tanzania Railways in Tanzania. Because for us, we move cargo from here up to Maraba, our locomotive comes back, Kenya Railways puts on their locomotive and conveys the goods up to Mombasa. Likewise for Central Corridor for Tanzania Railways. So we are working very well, and coordination meetings are going on to make sure that we improve on the service delivery. European Union Partnership on Passenger Rail Service, which I have already talked about. We are working closely with African Development Bank, with the World Bank. They're also going to finance the passenger services. We are working closely with the French Development Agency, Saudi Railway Academy for capacity building, and also the JICA for capacity building. Key challenges, Mr. Chairman, on slide 37, underfunding and also the deficit, 200 billion cumulative gap constrains rehabilitation and operations. This is very, very critical, Mr. Chairman. We budget, but we are unable to get this financing. So solution is sustainable supplementary funding and also to advance the railway development levy, which I have already talked about, which definitely we shall need Parliament to support us when it comes to enactment of that levy. Deferred maintenance, I've already talked about the deferred maintenance. So we need capitalization of URC. RVR did a lot of harm to URC, no investment, 1.5 trillion deferred maintenance. So what is needed is government to capitalize railways. Three main areas, URC capacity, mainly on the truck, on the rolling stock, and the human resource capital development. Those three areas, Mr. Chairman, are very critical for us. Aging rolling stock, I've already talked about that. We only have 40 to 50% locomotive availability. We don't have spare parts. We don't have workshop facilities. So all these we need support so that they can be able to be revamped. Solution, remanufacturing of and wagon rehabilitation, and also equipping our workshop, especially the one in Narukorongo. Mr. Chairman, limited network, the shorter the line, the less the revenue, and the need for expansion. Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to report that we are now going to open Tororo Guru, so the network now will expand, possibly to about 600 kilometers. So the net ton per kilometer will also now be able to improve our revenue generation. The updated infrastructure, Mr. Chairman, we have to rehabilitate the existing railway network. I'm happy to report, Mr. Chairman, that the government has put in money and we have been able to repair Maraba, Kampala, and actually from Mukom to Kampala, they have been able to put up concrete sleepers. And these are very good, they cannot be stolen, and now that line is very stable and doing well. Encroachment and vandalism, corridor encroachment and theft of the track materials. I've already talked about the pandro clips and other equipment. The solution is to prioritize evictions, spot welding, and also community sensitization, and also giving penalties where we are able to arrest the culprits. Human capital gaps, skills shortages across critical technical functions, Mr. Chairman. What we need is structured training, recruitment, and also to have a sense of succession planning. Our prayer, Mr. Chairman, last paragraph, we need your support to the increase of annual funding to bridge the gap of 89 billion for the railway infrastructure rehabilitation, rolling stock acquisition, maintenance, and operations. You cannot have equipment you don't maintain. You cannot have infrastructure which you don't maintain. So we should have a maintenance culture developed so that we can be able to sustain our assets and our equipment. Mr. Chairman, support the introduction of a railway development levy to establish a predictable and sustainable source of railway infrastructure financing. We are saying this one has worked in Tanzania, it has worked in Kenya. It is being used in Kenya to finance SGR. And I've already explained how it works. So already Ministry of Works and Transport and Ministry of Finance have supported this. So we are preparing now the principles to make sure that this one can be passed through the law and it is supported. Support the release of the outstanding counterpart funding for the resettlement action plan to support the implementation of the ADB financed Kampala Maraba MGM, which stands at 99 billion, which is still with the Ministry of Finance. Support funding of 162 billion to facilitate the acquisition of the rolling stock for AFCON, which is coming next year, Mr. Chairman. We need 50 coaches, we need 2 locomotives, so that we can be able to move the passenger, the funds across, and also the 62 core wagons, which I talked about. Mr. Chairman, once again, I thank you very much for your support. Thank you. Through my minister.
Thank you, MD, and I want to thank the chair for the patience he has had of us. We, through your chair, would allow me again to invite the SGR also to give us their presentation, and thereafter probably with your guidance we can have the reaction at once.
I think because SGR is a totally different department, it is better to handle this presentation first, then we can go to SGR. SGR is under Ministry of Works, honorable members. So it's better to handle the Railway Corporation first, then we can deal with SGR.
Thank you, Chair.
But you have not responded to the issues I raised. For example, and we appreciate the presentation. You have said road users have headphones so they do not hear the warning signs. You have talked about drivers who underestimate the speed of the train. You have talked about the train having the right of way. I've also read section 41(2) of the Uganda Railways Corporation Act, which provides that the minister may, subject to subsection 3, require the corporation to erect gates or barriers at the railway crossing. Now, my first question is, should we blame the minister because that subsection says he may? So should we say it is the minister who maybe is not bothered? 2, should we assume, because you are spending at source, is this true? You are spending at source. So you have money for workshops and trainings, but you have not prioritized. People are dying on those railway crossings, and they have been dying for several years. But you have money at source, and you have never bothered to even put, at least, even as you wait for the automated railway crossing barriers, you have never bothered to put even the manual ones. So should I assume, you give us a reason as to why we should not recommend the board to be disbanded, the executive director resign, because people are dying. And you can't say you are waiting for money when you are spending at source, or even have you arrested. So you'll give us a reason as to why we should not take any of those decisions. 2, you got a loan of refurbishing the Kampala Malaba. It was 19.8 million euros. Is this true?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
But you also got on that loan 33 million euros for capacity building. Is this true?
I don't remember that one, Mr. Chairman. I know the 19.8 million euros.
Have you received any money for capacity building?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have received money for capacity building.
How much is it?
If I can request my staff, Chief Civil Engineer.
You can sit, sir.
Honorable Chairman, the 19.8 million euros was for Kampala Mukono, and that's what we used for refurbishing, where we see the concrete.
The question was, how much have you received for capacity building?
For capacity building, that was not under my doc. I think this should be what was done by consultants. I think the one who coordinated consultants project could give that figure. Otherwise, the 33, I'm not
okay,
so
maybe
confident.
It's not 33, but how much have you received?
Mr. Chairman, Letitia can.
Bwana Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you so much, Bwana Chair. I would like to find out from the ED whether he's in control of Uganda Railway Corporation. he doesn't know that this money has come. He seems to know, but he doesn't want to open up. He is now fidgeting from one officer to another. Is the officer right to continue occupying that seat when he doesn't know what is taking place in the corporation? I beg to submit.
Well, I think by the end of the meeting we shall know.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if I can respond to this. Mr. Chairman, I am 1 year old in URC, and of course this project started before I came in, and that's why I need to get more information so that I can be able to move. I'm sure of the 19.8 million euros, but this one capacity building.
The 19.8 came before you came into office.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you remember that one, but you don't remember the one for capacity building?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, that one for capacity building, I don't remember very well.
You point us the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chair. The amount for training was under consultants, and it was about $8 million, 8 million euros.
So you got 8 million euros for capacity building?
Yes.
So can you explain to us what you are doing with 8 million euros? Maybe you are using it effectively, but I see you have a small team. How did you use the 8 million euros for capacity building? So you prepare a response. I am sure there are other questions.
Excuse me, Chair. In accounting, we don't say about. We mention the figure. How much did you receive for capacity building? You don't say about 8, about 7, no. Mention the exact figure. What are you fearing? What are you hiding?
And it's not 8 million euros. And as you respond to that question, I hope you have enough information and make sure you are very sure. Otherwise, we are going to put you on oath and we shall take a decision on that oath. Okay, the second question is, can you give us proof of authorization from the PSST to spend at source? Yeah, you have corporation secretaries here. Kindly get us, if it is not here, send someone to office to get us that proof that the PSST allowed you to spend money at source. 3, who stole the 394 wagons belonging to Uganda Railway Corporation? Where did they go? 4, who stole the 62 land titles under Uganda Railway Corporation? You tell us the names and you tell us how they were stolen. 5, why is the depot, this ICD, the internal container depot at Goodshed, not function? 6, why is MV Pamba, the one providing mandatory performance, the one that failed to provide mandatory security performance, why is its contract still operation? 6, what steps have been taken to retrieve our land that has been stolen? Because you also have land, about 1.9 hectares, if I remember, that is not titled. I don't know why, but what steps have been taken to recover? Like I told you, there's a rumor that this land just here opposite this park where they normally put opposite railway, there's a green area there. That land has been titled. I want you to tell us more, because from time and memory, we know that land belongs to Uganda Railway. But now we believe, I heard someone has titled it, so I want you to tell us who has titled that land. Okay. Members, questions? Honorable Emma.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I am extremely, I don't know how to say it, but disturbed on the way the HIDI has presented. First of all, when you look at this presentation, it's too basic. Seems a janitor prepared it. Seems the HIDI himself did not know who prepared, because you're giving us bulletins. You're not giving us details. So next time when you come here, please make sure that you get us detailed reports. this country needs open accountability. On the issue of the 33 million euros, we want to know where that money went. We also want to know how many staff were trained, in which disciplines, what performance indicators demonstrate the value of that training, how much of the loan was spent and how much is still there, because this is too much money to account on just that. Then there is this bit of Uganda Railway. Whenever Auditor General comes to you, we still find discrepancies in your procurement. There is no investment return. That tells us that the ED and all the board of Uganda Railway is not performing. Why must government continue putting money in Uganda Railway while we do not have return? You accepted here that we are not making profits. So for all these years, yet government is putting money. So how much more do we need to continue putting money in Uganda Railway while this country is not getting the return? So maybe if you find that you're not managing this, please, you let us know so that maybe we can recommend this board keeps aside, and then government finds people that are competent enough to help us run the Uganda Railway. For now, let me submit that. I will come back later. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Zadok, then.
Thank you, Chair. The ED has stated that they have no maintenance culture, they have no workshop, but they are operating, they are transporting goods, they are transporting human beings. So how are you ensuring the safety of all those if you don't maintain and you don't check the mechanical, look at the mechanical status of those things, because you are saying you don't have a workshop and you don't even have the maintenance culture. Two, I would like to know, because you have stated very well that you have a right of way and you have failed to install barriers on your roads, maybe to save some of us who cross your railways. I would like to know, do trains have brakes? Suppose you meet something on your way which you cannot manage to cross, how do you control it? And through you, Chair, I would request these people to give them a chance to first answer these questions. The other time we had works here, we gave them a number of questions and they were picking those which were within their means to answer. And the ones we wanted them to give us a clear information, we ended up not getting a chance. So I was of the view, we always give them a chance to answer as we add them more questions.
So
Thank you.
can we pick 3 more people and then we get another phase, members? Are you in agreement? Okay, can we have General, Honorable Chimezi, and Honorable, we pick from the, okay. Let's first have those 2.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I want to thank the Minister and his team. Honorable Chair, I have 2 concerns here. The ED spoke about voluntary eviction. How are you going to do voluntary eviction with the people with the fake, either fake or with titles? Now, we applied voluntary eviction, disarmament in Karamoja, but we had a plan B. What's your plan B in case voluntary fails? That's one. 2, Honorable Chair. The ED has told us about the strategic partnerships. But partnerships come with interests. You just said partnerships. Let me highlight a few. French Development Agency, Saudi Arabia Rail Academy, European Union Partnership on Passengers and Rail Expansion. All these people will come with their interest. Now, what is our role as a country? What are we supposed to do? Because through experience, through lessons learned, partnerships have always ended up in bitter disputes and even dragging the country to lose money. And if there are dividends here, they are based on resources invested by a partner. Now, clearly tell us what we're supposed to do, what these partners are supposed to do. Let it be clear, not... Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chimeze.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Once again, I'm Engineer Sebuga Chimeze, Member of Parliament, Budiebo County. I have around 3 points. I happened to read the Auditor General's report for the year ended 30th June 2025. And I believe that's where our Honorable Chairman has also been picking a number of these questions that he has been posing to the witnesses. In section 2.1.3, table 4, Auditor General pointed out that because of the unconcluded disposal process, you were not able to earn the 4.8 billion shillings, with some of the assets located in Tanzania, valued at over 680 million shillings, and then the rest, around 4.12 billion shillings, located here in Uganda. And you promised that going forward, you would be able to fast track this process and deal with the disposal, and therefore earn the money on these dilapidated assets. Because if you don't do that in time, then the revenue you would be earning would become less, because the assets would become more dilapidated. That's number one. Number two is really the concern on the weak internal controls. These wagons, how can 130 wagons of Uganda Railways go missing? A wagon is a big thing, it's a big asset. You know, a wagon is bigger than a bus. How can something bigger than a bus, an asset bigger than a bus, just disappear? And not one, not two, not 10, not 20, but 131. And as if that's not enough, we actually lost 281 wagons for the Kenya Railways. This puts Uganda into disrepute. Property belonging to a neighboring country goes missing here. In fact, it's stolen by our own thieves here. 281 wagons. You are the only railway corporation here. Who else is competing with you on these wagons? In other words, who has interest in these wagons? Who is stealing them? Tell us. Really, 281 wagons go missing, and these belong to a neighboring country. This is going to cause us a diplomatic problem one of these days. Between 2018 and 2024, URC traced 18 wagons of their own, but none for Kenya Railways. This is interesting. You know, 281 wagons had gone missing, those belonging to Kenya Railways. Nothing was recovered. 281. Amongst the staff here, I had some people introducing themselves as property management officers and security officers. Years back, Uganda Railways used to boast of railway police. What is this railway police doing, if it's still around, in terms of safeguarding these assets as well as land? Why are they not averting these bad practices? You know, the statutory officers and the railway police. On a technical point of view, Mr. Chairman, we note that there are failed sections of the embankment between Kampala and Mukono. Indeed, in one of your safety reports, when you investigated an accident, you found that a section of an embankment had been washed due to poor drainage. What are you doing to avert that, so that going forward, our embankments are protected? You know, when you move along Kampala Mukono areas around the Chireka, you found people dealing, selling goods. They use the place as a market, and these market activities actually erode the embankment of the railway. As engineers, we know that this embankment is what gives the railway line the structural capacity. When we lose the embankment, we have lost the structural integrity of the railway, and therefore there is no structural capacity to carry the locomotives and the wagons. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Deputy Chair, then we pick the second set. We shall start with Honorable Alex. Let's have the Deputy Chair.
Thank you, Chair, and for our guests, I am Engineer T.O. William Taylor Oda. Chairman, sorry for coming late. I've just returned from Germany, where I went to bury our fallen elder. This issue of wagons missing, I can't really understand it. Like my senior colleague said, a wagon is something as big as a bus or even bigger. Where I come from in Arua City, there's a practice of what we call assets, where you pick saucepans, people steal saucepans from kitchens, they go and crush and take them and measure these scraps. Maybe the wagons were taken to scraps in Katue or what. We really need a serious explanation about this loss of wagons. But Chair, how can URC be making profit? They are crying of not making profits. How do you make profits without the trains being on the rails? I no longer see the trains on the rails. Whenever we sleep, we used to hear tili, tili, kiji, 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 kiji. By the, I don't know, Chairman, when you last saw a train in Kampala.
The one that makes that sound, I have not.
I had the privilege of using a train in January 1996. I just chose to travel from Pakwach to Gulu. And shortly, I think within that month, it was vandalized by the LRA, and it has never been on the rails. So how do you make profit when the, or maybe you want to turn to selling other things if you're not selling the railway services? If such a big corporation of government is not making profits and it wants to continue attracting more money from government, perhaps there can be a recommendation that the corporation should be disbanded. We all remember when UNRWA 1 was disbanded, UNRWA 2 came in, and they now started with a fresh vigor, isn't it? Maybe disbandment of the current corporation may be one of the recommendations. Chairman, thirdly, I think June 7th, 2004, some of you may remember an instance where our president and the two of his counterparts of Kenya, that was then Mwai Kibaki, and then Zimbabwe, I think also, were returning from Bugolobi in the TriStar apparel industry workshop, and their convoy was disrupted by a train. The presidential convoy was split apart. And the pressman said that time that the president survived train crash, or they were about to be crushed by a train. Chairman, I only find it in Uganda that very costly mistakes are made, nobody takes responsibility, and nobody resigns. If this was in a developed country, that time the whole board could have resigned. What just came out of it was, yeah, the presidents have survived, it's okay. It was okay that time, but then recently, just this month, we have realized that it's not okay. Because the other one came and passed, nobody took responsibility, nobody learned any lessons from them. Lastly, my recommendation, if the URC team is not disbanded, or if it is disbanded and reinstated, let's try to start thinking about grade-separated intersections. Each time I travel between Karuma and Pakwach, what just keeps coming in my mind is grade-separated intersections. Probably, with the might and the weight of the train can go down, and our buses and lorries can be able to go on top. Otherwise, Ugandans are so reckless that we will continue entertaining such accidents. Thank you, Chair.
Can you respond to those questions? Then we pick another set.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Through my minister, I will respond to the issues, and possibly also request my colleagues also to supplement on what I may not have talked about. Mr. Chairman, you are talking about the 398 wagons, and I talked about the partnerships. URC, we don't work in isolation, Mr. Chairman. Our wagons move from Kampala up to Mombasa and vice versa. Our wagons move from Kampala through Port Bell to Mwanza up to Dar es Salaam and vice versa. These are Kenya wagons, Uganda wagons, and Tanzania wagons. So they move carrying cargo across the borders. But because our wagons may stay in Kenya for some time, may stay in Tanzania for some time, we came up with a tripartite agreement. A tripartite agreement is a framework in which the three sister railways work together. For example, if our wagons stayed in Kenya for longer hours, for longer days, what would be able to happen? So we agreed that our wagons would stay in Kenya for 7 days, for 14 days, because the network is longer. And they would stay in Uganda for 7 days. Then beyond that time, then there are penalties which are actually put in place. Because it is assumed that when my wagon goes to Kenya for more than 14 days, then it means Kenya Railways is using them to make money. They do what is called domestic movement of the goods. So we said we must be able to punish you for that. Because our network is shorter, when the Kenya Railways wagon, I'm just giving Kenya Railways as an example, stays in Uganda for more than 7 days, then they should be able to penalize us because they assume that we are earning out of those wagons. So we came up with a tripartite agreement and we are enforcing it. And in the tripartite agreement, it indicates that if a wagon stays in Kenya for more than 90 days, then it is assumed it has been lost. So the wagons which we are talking about, these are the wagons which actually went to Kenya during RVR time. I've talked about RVR. So those wagons were actually disappeared in Kenya.
So you are just a minute. Yes. So you are telling the members our wagons were stolen in Kenya, and Kenya is also claiming you stole their wagons?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have a committee which does the wagon verification. They do wagon verification every 3 months. And if a wagon has spent more than 90 days, has spent more than two weeks, then we have what we call inter-railway operation reconciliations. And if you can allow, Mr. Chairman, we have an officer who's in charge of this. He would be able to give us more details and how we are able to proceed. Mr. Agara.
And he reintroduces
And
his title.
Engineer Busurwa.
Yes. They have nominated you to tell us how wagons were stolen in Kenya.
Thank you, Chairman and members. I'm Geoffrey Sekamate, Principal Mechanical Engineer, Works. Now, the wagons in question, the wagons in the report, the 394 wagons, of those 113 belong to Uganda Railways, the rest belong to Kenya Railways. Now, this disappearance happened during the concession period, that was RVR. Now, all these wagons disappeared at a station called Nyahururu. Nyahururu is in central Kenya. You just go off Gilgil and you go into Nyahururu. Now, what happened is that we're using physical systems before RVR came on. When RVR came on board, they introduced a digital system called a translogic system. Now, when they were migrating wagons from the physical system to the digital system, they claimed, the ones who were managing the system, that there are some wagons they did not see. So the wagons they did not see, they dispatched them and put them to that station called Nyahururu. Nyahururu, they were calling it a virtual station. Now, this issue has come up variously in our joint verification committees. And since it was during the period of RVR, when RVR as a concessionaire decided to suspend operation of the tripartite agreement. So some of these cases with RVR, I believe we can get a legal interpretation. Some of these cases are still in court, still at arbitration. But what we did in mitigation, April this year, we had a wagon census with Kenya Railways. We located wagons. Now, all the missing wagons, which are missing during the period of RVR, those ones are going to go for arbitration with RVR. The ones which are missing in the period when Kenya Railways took over the concession and Uganda Railways took over, those ones we go through what we call the verification process. We identify the wagons, we see where they are lost, the days. If they are scrapped, we bill them, and we do inter-railway cross-billing. That's how we have been handled. But for this particular case, the 394 all disappeared in a station called Nyahururu in central Kenya. Thank you.
Honorable Nathan wants to just seek clarification.
My worry is, we entered the Rift Valley concession when Ben, you were in the Minister of Works. All of us were against that arrangement. But Kenya pulled out earlier than us. You remember, isn't it true?
It's very true.
So how come? Because Kenya pulled out, for us we remained in, haggling with them, actually getting nothing. How come that issue could not be sorted out as soon as, they left Kenya and they remained in Uganda? You had since you had no room there, you yourself especially, why couldn't you really advise the government about it? Because they should not be going into illegal battles. You knew that things had disappeared, didn't it? Kenya was clean. Kenya disappeared, got out, illegal out, had enough. But for us, we kept on moving on, until we also found that we could not move anymore. And yet you were there, didn't it? So how come you never gave advice to the management? You are in top management anyway.
Thank you, Honorable.
Chair, a little addition to what my senior colleague has asked. Are you saying that some of our rails, of our wagons are in Kenya right now? Somewhere, and they have been discovered, they are piled somewhere. And what will be your recommendation to this committee that we can take to Parliament?
And just before, the executive director says if a wagon spends 90 days, if I heard you right, it becomes property of Kenya.
Not property of Kenya. It is deemed to have been lost.
Lost?
Yes, Chairman.
What do you mean deemed to have been lost? It's no longer our property?
According to the tripartite agreement, yes, it is deemed lost because there is no way, according to the tripartite agreement, it should have actually stayed more than 3 months. Then we have a mechanism of now saying, Kenya, our wagon has spent them more than 3 months, 90 days, so please pay us equivalent to a new wagon. That's the agreement we have.
Okay, so have you received any payment?
Not as yet, Mr. Chairman. We have discussions which have been ongoing between the governments of Uganda and the government of Kenya. There was a delegation, a team which was led by the Honourable Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, and discussions were actually held, but the Kenya government hasn't paid yet.
Engineer, respond.
Thank you, Chairman. As a first response, during RVR, that was not my area of jurisdiction. During RVR, I was a rolling stock and maintenance manager. Now, that franchise was falling under operations. So that was not my area of jurisdiction.
Chair, we don't want blame game of whatever. When you came here, you came as one unit, one family. What we expect you people to be putting up your heads together to see how can we really make railway, Uganda Railways, be the real railway? What's its name? Don't start blaming anybody. No, please. Own up. Because we want to work as a family and ensure that the railway goes back on its feet. And I'm happy we have Ben Kajuna. You know, he's an old broom. He was the director of transport. He knows it all. And you people who don't think we are coming here to convince us about, no. We want you to tell us how the railway can go back on its feet. In 1986, when the president, this movement to government came in, we used to have trucks taking coffee, and it used to be in Mugorobi. You would find a line of thousands of trucks. Then somehow the president said, but what's wrong with this? Why don't we remove the trucks and put the coffee? Because trucks that come from Mombasa go to Rwanda, Uganda, and on their way back they have nothing to take back. So they would take coffee. So they would line up there. So we changed it to railway. You know it well. And some of you who are old enough. So all the lines that were for trucks disappeared. Within about a week, they went on the railway. Isn't it? You agree with me?
Yes, I do.
That's what we want from you people. Kind of, please don't beat about the bush. But I was not here, but things could go. No. This comment are not allowed.
Chair, I also request the engineer to tell us how many wagons do we have as Uganda? Do we have an inventory of the wagons? Do we know how many, at this point in time, how many wagons are in Kenya? How many are in Tanzania? How many are in Uganda? Are we able to track the wagons that we have? And we need to have an inventory. We've talked about the land inventory, but I would have expected a wagon inventory. So can you tell us how many wagons do we have, and are we able to track their locations as we speak right now and account for each of them? Because each wagon has a license number. And I'm sure when it crosses the border, I hope there is a border for the railways, there's some documentation that must go through. Unless we're saying there is no borderline and we're not able. So please be very clear and clarify to us on that.
Maybe let me help you. We are going to give you 1 hour to give us documented evidence that you have located the 394. Documented evidence of steps you have taken to recover these wagons. Failure to do so, all those who have introduced themselves, head security, engineer, ED, we are going to arrest you immediately. So we are giving you exactly 1 hour by, I assume 11:30.
Just one more, Mr.
You
Chair.
go and get the documents
Chair.
as we proceed with other questions.
One more, just
Chair.
Chair.
We are still receiving questions, but on this wagon issue,
It is again on the
Information.
same issue.
Information?
wagon.
Yes.
Information, okay.
The wagon.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Among the documents they should help us with, we need a complete land register for all the Uganda Railway land, all of it.
Is it part of this? Let's first conclude this.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it's part of
the
it.
ED says.
No, this is the wagons.
Oh.
He says they had discussions with the other side, their counterpart, on that issue. We want them to avail this committee with minutes of those discussions and actions agreed upon and how far they have gone in implementation of the agreed upon action.
All documents to show that you have actually found our wagons. If there's even a single wagon missing, we shall arrest you. So you go to the office if you left them there, as we keep the bigger team here answering other questions, and we take a decision in 1 hour. So you respond to the other questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Yes, Mr. Chairman, the team will go to look for the minutes of the discussions which we had with the government of Kenya.
Not just discussions. We want proof that you have found the wagons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
In those discussions on paper, they must show this, all the wagons are here. And we accept as Kenya they are here.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, they are in those minutes. Okay, Mr. Chairman, you have talked about the land titles, 62 land titles which went missing. Mr. Chairman, allow me invite the Corporation Secretary and her team to respond to this.
Yes, Honorable. Microphone.
This powerful managing director, is he called a man? They used to call him a managing director of Uganda Railways Corporation. Some of us who have been here for a while. You are the MD.
Yeah.
And some of these critical questions should be on your fingertips. When people were asking for money for capacity building, millions of euros, and you say the manager who had a managing director who doesn't know how 80 million euros was spent. A managing director. So, the corporation secretary, even when he is here, when you came here, as Honorable Yajima said, you came here as a team. And you are the head of the team, apart from the minister. The managers. Mr. Managing Director, don't really joke around. You're already on warning that they are going to call the police and you will be retained here. Uganda Railway was a functional national unit. Some of you who are young, 86 when we came out of the bush, our coffee used to be taken by the railway. There was a railway line up to Kasese, every part of the country. I don't want to talk about this organization which came in for privatization. You people, when you get out of the country, this is your country. You all have been to school. When you get out of the country, don't you see, you people who have been to school, you have what you call benchmarking. When you go out of Uganda for benchmarking, don't you see how others manage? Really, Mr. Managing Director, how can you play around? Everything you throw it away. You give us answers. If you don't have, you pack your things and go home. Nobody's really, if you are not in charge of the organization, pack your things and go home. To make choker.
Is that English?
Swahili is in the constitution. The second official language of this country is Swahili after English. So I can even blast in Swahili to the best of my ability. It's not against the rules. It is in the constitution. Tumechoka haki ya Mungu. We are tired.
Anyway,
Mr. Chairman.
let's just get the responses, but Rule 4 states that our official language will be English, but he's annoyed, he's disappointed. You can see. He's disappointed.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I want to seek your indulgence and the indulgence of the members of the committee that we have moved as a team, and while you were listening to our team here introducing, we have people who have specialized in some other areas, and any reference that comes from the MD is assumed that that person will be able to furnish the committee with the right information. I would seek your indulgence, Mr. Chair, that you allow my team to bring out the information to the committee, and where you find that there are inadequacies, just like you have guided on the wagons, our team will still go back and we can come back and furnish the committee with the relevant information that will inform us all as we take decisions.
So, honorable members, if the team deems fit someone who is responsible to respond, I don't see any issue with it. Unless it is, of course, the ED is the accounting officer, but if he thinks there's a head of department to respond, I don't see any problem with it. Members, do you have an issue with that? I think we want responses.
Chair, I share that view with you. Otherwise, the minister will have come here alone with the ED. I share that view with you.
So should we also say the minister should answer everything?
No, after all, me, I was impressed by the MD. I hardly see EDs, taking us through these ones. They normally pick, like you saw with Minister of Works, they picked young boys, young men to take us through, but you did it yourself, really. Yeah, sure. Ben, me, I know you for some time. You are not broom, I can tell you. What people want, and not after you are NECO anything. We can't even do our with the railway, we cannot afford it. No, we need the railway. But we want you people to tell us, how can we put our railway back? Because you are very enlightened. We are all very intelligent people here. Work as a team to furnish this committee with how do you want us to help you to make the railway move. For example, when you are talking of, I heard you talking of AFCON, it is few months to go away. But you have the procurement and all things.
Okay.
Ben, please.
I think why members are concerned is it's evident that the ED doesn't know or is not in charge from the responses we have been receiving. So I think that's why members are concerned. It's not conclusive, but because you are saying you are 1 year in office, so you don't know most of the things. That's what you said yourself. So that's why members are worried that it seems you are not in charge. So, but you feel free to ask anyone to give us the responses, well knowing you are the accounting office.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, once again, I am the managing director, as the honorable member has said. I am not the ED, and I am totally in charge of the URC. I am an accounting officer. I am in charge of any omission and commission, Mr. Chairman. Allow me, Mr. Chairman, on the issue of land, table the URC land inventory, which we have. As you requested, Mr. Chairman, it's part of an annex of the land. We have about 20,000 acres of land, and the land titles, Mr. Chairman, are available with us. The land titles, Mr. Chairman, which we don't have, the land titles which are with the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. And these are the titles which were taken when they were selling the land, the URS land, and they have not yet been given back to us. And Mr. Chairman, we are in engagements with the Minister of Finance, and the Corporation Secretary is the person actually who is in charge. That's why I was requesting that the CS actually give us a brief on where we are on recovering, actually not recovering, on picking the land titles from the PU under Ministry of Finance
The
Planning.
question was simple. Who stole the 62 land titles? Or if they were not stolen, where are they? Simple.
Mr. Chairman, maybe you would be able to give us more information about the 62 land titles which were stolen.
Okay. Let's first hear your Corporation Secretary.
Thank you very much, Chairman and Honorable Members of Parliament. On the issues of the 62 land titles, these titles are held by the Ministry of Finance. During the concession, government determined that the asset was classified as non-core and core asset, and using that act, the non-core asset that was not necessary for the day-to-day operations of the rail business was under the privatization unit, earmarked and disposed of by the government of Uganda. So these are some of the titles. The 62 titles are those titles that were created and are still held by the Ministry of Finance.
Okay, you seem to know that the 62 are with finance.
Yes, sir.
Just give us 5 that you know of.
Chair, I'll tell you that they cut across board for properties in Jinja.
You just give us 5. Out of the 62 you know that are with finance, just tell us 5.
I don't know them offhand, but...
But you know there are 62 with the Ministry of Finance.
Yes, because from time immemorial when I found that the communication is in respect to the 62 land titles, 62 land titles, sir.
Everyone has just come in?
No, sir, but the leadership at different levels over the period of time has been different.
But you're the Corporation Secretary, and I believe the Managing Director, it seems they have helped you. You give us 5.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I would request that you give us some short time so that we get the...
How much time do you need?
Mr. Chair, we want to furnish the committee with all the titles.
How much time do you need, Honorable
And
Minister?
I would request that you give us...
30 minutes are enough. Honorable Alswaka?
Information.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I'm sorry I came in late. I've been having engagement meeting in RMPLU to see how we extend our cooperation with the DP and UPC. Honorable Chair, the minister is our own. But, Honorable Minister, take this committee seriously. And for technical staff, this is not business as usual. But Chair, Honorable Minister, you remember you were here with the CA. You had wanted the 30 minutes. We tried to convince members. And they gave you a full day. I want to request you, to advise you, Honorable Minister. This committee is a very powerful no-nonsense committee. So you ask for time. We don't want to ask for 30 minutes. Then your officer goes, he says the key is with the MD, and then you don't bring. What chair looks simple, but he's a very powerful man. So I'm advising, Honorable Minister, that if possible, you tell the chair that maybe by the end of the day. Because when we give you time and you don't bring documents, and for you are here near, so this business of 30 minutes, I'm advising you, but if you say you want 2 minutes, it is also okay. Now, Honorable Chair.
Are you asking a question now?
Yes, I wanted to.
Can they finish the
okay.
ones they already
So
have?
I've given Honorable Minister advice. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Minister, how much time do you need?
Mr. Chair, while I was still giving an opinion on the time, I think is when you said 30 minutes. So I've been consulting also with my team here. We would wish to have the whole of this matter on land, the titles, fully explained, and we deliver it to the committee, and we would seek to have a period of 1 week.
That's too much. Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, with your permission. Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, with your permission. The Auditor General's report directed in 2022 for Uganda Corporation to ensure that they restore these titles, but also make sure they evict the encroachers. Is the minister and his team in order to continue assuming they have not been in office? They have just seen this directive to do on this committee. They didn't know. They waited for this committee to remind them to go and implement what the Auditor General's report directed long time ago. Chair, is he in order? You guided, they go for 1 hour. Because what we know, they're in custody of these documents. Chair, we request that they go for 1 hour and they bring these documents, because 1 week is too much. We have a lot of business on this committee to handle.
Mr. Chairman.
Information, Chair.
Information.
Yes.
Then Honorable Guma and Honorable Fred.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have discovered the problem we have in Uganda Railway is management. The managing director seems not to be managing, it's damaging. So I would, before I give information, I want to recommend through you, Chair, maybe after this session, we can retain the managing director to answer some questions. I'm still giving information. On the part of land, the Auditor General report showed that Uganda Railway still has land valued about 91.832 that lacked titles. So, I want to ask, why has this land remained untitled up to now amidst government funding every financial year Uganda Railways?
Honorable members, we are taking a decision on the time.
And
Mr. Chairman.
And the budget always is allocated for titling these lands. Where does that budget go? So as they live to bring us information, they should also disclose to us that land that is not titled, and which one, how much have they titled from that land, and the one that's remaining to be untitled. Then I also want, when you're coming back with information, you come back with information of Kamwenge Railway land in Kamwenge district. That crosses to Kaguta Road around Ibanda. That place has been now, taken by private individuals. And we don't see that that station is no longer owning that land. I want you to come up with that report too, what has happened with that land. So, because we see people have settled there, yet Uganda Railway is being pushed aside. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Guma, we are taking a decision on the time, members.
No,
Honorable
Mr.
Guma,
Chairman.
then Honorable Fred and Honorable... Yes,
Mr.
Honorable
Chairman, I beg your indulgence that the Minister, Honorable Julius Maganda, is asking for a week. No, it's not too much. I want to seek the indulgence of the chair and you members. These are our people. They are not going anywhere. We give them sufficient time. These are extremely serious issues for the sector, for the country. We give them sufficient time. Issues relating to this land, the missing titles, I don't know, wagons, the money you are talking about, 19.80 million, 8 for capacity building, and others. Give them time. They are not asking for too much. Give them sufficient time, and these guys return here on a time we shall agree, and they tell us how the railway, to use Honorable Anyima's word, how the railway can go back on its foot. Give them time.
Okay, Honorable Fred and Honorable Sebamala. Kindly stick to the issue of the time.
Thank you so much, Honour Chair. We are deeply saddened and the situation is Mark Zobox.
Honorable, do you need a handkerchief?
Honour Chair, on the issue of time, Honorable Minister, by the time you brought your team here, you were well cognizant of the requirement of this meeting. And Chair, I do not want you to be taken by situations and events. Let us stick to what we need. This is an accountability we are demanding, the nation is demanding from Uganda Railway Corporation. 1 week which the minister has asked, Bwana Chair, theft, though have no tongue, will speak in the most miraculous organ. Let's give them 1 week. But I want to tell you, it will speak, and we are going to hear before 1 week that it has spoken. So, but next time, Minister, when you are coming, you avoid this thing of back and forth. You come, you know we need this, but you keep it so that you drag us. We are not progressing much. We are entering into a recess, you are aware? The quarter is, we are remaining with only 2 months, and we need reports. So the more time you ask, the more you delay us. But Chair, with humility, as it is stated in James chapter 4, verse 10, let us give our minister the 1 week. But I want to sincerely tell you, what you want will have come out before he comes back. I beg to submit.
I don't know which organ will speak other than the mouth, but Honorable Sevamala.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, first and foremost, I don't want to appear a witness, but I want to tell this committee that let's appreciate the fact that the MD has been in office for a year. And the mess that we found, Honorable Yanyima, you know, what we found before he came, what the Senegals and the rest had done. So there was a lot to appreciate and comprehend before he can be fully in charge. Even then, there has been a lot of other things that we shall talk about in this committee that have really taken him off the rail over time. Some from even his own members. So I want you people to first appreciate that he's there for a year. Then we also appreciate the fact that from now on, issues are going to be different. Unlike the other committees that have been just, you know, the last committee would not even sit. This one gives both secretarial and accountability. And police is always in the vicinity. So let's first appreciate him that he has been there for a year. But then, asking the...
Order, Mr.
Wait, before you say order.
Order. Right, Honorable Chair. The Honorable Sevamala is busy defending Uganda Railway Corporation. Is well seated on our side. Is he in order to act as a paid advocate of Uganda Railway Corporation while seated on the side of Parliament?
Okay, first and foremost, it will not be in order to accuse or to assume a colleague has been paid. And I kindly request you first withdraw that statement, then I take a ruling on your order.
I withdraw, Mr. Chair, but the rules of procedure are very, very clear.
Okay, now the Honorable was just making a request based on his sentiments of how he knows maybe the managing director being a new person, but having assumed that office, you should be in charge. Whether you are new or old, you inherit the office. The handover reports, you must bring yourself up to speed. So I don't think Honorable Sevamala is in order to assume, and having been new in office is an excuse to deny.
Yeah, I take it in good faith. Now, the question of how much time do you need, Mr. Minister? is where I want to dwell. Should this time be given by the minister or the managing director that says he has not been in office for a year and he needs time, and is the one supposed to provide us with these documents? Because that is where I am. Honorable Minister will say a week. The other person has been in office. He's the one that is going to mobilize his team. He's the one that is saying that he has not yet appreciated some things. Is that time supposed to be given to us by the minister or the managing director? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, let's not waste time on this matter. If they believe a week is enough, we give them the week. They will bring the records, and we shall still, but only for this. The other one you have now about 35 minutes is just for this land issue. But as we leave that issue, I'd also asked who has titled that land. Managing Director, who titled that land opposite Uganda Rail?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. That land, Mr. Chairman, when I came in office...
Don't take us back to when I came.
There was...
Who titled it?
Mr. Chairman, as the information I have is that when I came in, I told the police to investigate, and the information I'm getting from investigation is that that land is actually under KCCA. So he's giving me more details, but I haven't received the more details, Mr. Chairman.
It doesn't belong to Uganda Railway? Is this what you're telling us?
As far as I know, it belongs to Uganda Railways.
So who titled it? It is a simple question. Who titled the land?
Mr. Chairman, because I haven't known in whose names the title is.
Please.
So that's what I'm investigating, Mr. Chairman.
Please. I'm going to ask you one more time. Don't waste time. Who titled that land?
Point of order.
Who is the minister is also new. He doesn't know these people.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not new in the ministry, and that's why I move with a team that can support me. And this team, if where you find that they are not giving you satisfactory information, we can as well come back to this committee.
No, he knows. I am aware that he knows. That's why I want him to.
And Mr. Chair, this being the first meeting interface with us, we expect to come out with many issues. Some of the issues that will seek clarification. So you'll find that while we proceed with the further meetings, we shall be addressing some of these issues. So I expect this kind of reaction from the members. And for us also, we know that we have to furnish you with the information. So let's discuss, and the members are proceeding well generally. Let's continue. Guide us on areas where you find you want us to do clarification. Then we shall come back here with we shall give the chair the report, and then he will again invite us after receiving our report.
Okay. Yeah. Apologies, I said you are new. But we have given you 1 week to provide the bigger report, but this is just one issue. So I just asked you who titled that land, and you give us a name and we go.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is still unverified, but I'm told KCCA titled the land in the names of Mr. Chirumira, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chirumira?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
The rich man.
Which Chirumira?
Chirumira who?
Godfrey?
Chirumira Godfrey, yes.
Okay. Members, can we handle this when they bring the entire...
This is hot.
It's hot?
Yeah.
Wonderful work.
Oh no, Chair, this is very hot. It's good. And Chair, you are very wise. You insisted. Now that they say it's Chirumira, so I think you provide information. And it is good. Media is capturing. So now that it is on record, that Chirumira, Wagaga Kwagala, Siji Wagaga what? And KCCA, in a mafia way, they titled URC land. That's what I wanted on record. And Chair, you are digging in. So I don't know whether you're a CID person, but you're a very good chair. So, Hono Chair.
PLU is happy now?
Yeah, PLO, we are happy, but it's not business as usual. And the technical officers, you are laughing, but when we come as PLOU, you know what we can do. And I want to warn you. So, Hono Chair, now that you have brought to the attention of the committee, and the Hono Minister, we are helping you. And you see the chair, when he's seated there, we get information. Villagers from Butaleja, they say it's this one. Now a villager from Mbarara sent the chair that there is this one. So, Hono Minister, don't think the chair and the members are witch hunting you. But as you said, you need to get time, Hono Minister. You liaise with your fellow Minister of Kampala and the lands. So, I think with the police, from here, you say the police, if they have not given you a report, you tell us the police person, we call the IGP to reprimand that person. Because when you come here and members are asking you, look, so the good thing, Chair, they have accepted that the land, there is some fraudulence. So, Honourable Minister, you get from the Chair some time so that you bring evidence. If it's a report of police, Chair, I want to thank you and the members. Thank you very much.
Honorable Sebamala, then Honorable Fred and Honorable Zadok.
Just, do you have proof that that was Uganda Railway land?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have proof.
That's it. Let's start there.
Okay. We can handle it when they bring the entire inventory. Unless you have something burning. Honorable Zadok and Honorable Fred? Is it different?
No, Chair. First, I want to thank you. We are progressing well. Physics has it that persistence breaks resistance. And, Bwana Chair, on that note, I want us to go slowly but steadily. You have raised very critical areas. Let's get back to them, but persist and insist. These people have information. But they are testing the depth of the water of this committee with one leg, not yet with both legs. When they tried with both legs, the information came. I hope you comprehend. So what I'm saying is, let us insist on critical areas that you have raised. The other one of 1 hour is coming. But there are other issues very pertinent that you raised. Let us get back to them one by one. I request from this side that let us first not ask. Personally, I have a swarm of questions. But let's first get to the one of the chair.
Okay,
they are very critical.
Let's let them bring the entire inventory and we handle that issue of the land. If at all it is true, all those who have taken land will be given a fair hearing. They must also come. And we take a decision in this room or a bigger room on action on behalf of Parliament. So you respond to the other questions in all of them, and then we take another round.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we have submitted the inventory of URC land, which is part of the annex of the presentation. Mr. Chairman, you asked the question about the ICD in Goodshed. Why is it not functioning? Yes, Mr. Chairman, before the RVR concession, Goodshed used to be a very important facility for URC. And after the concession, the concessionaire didn't invest in it, so the Goodshed is dilapidated. It's old. And we used to have the license for Uganda Revenue Authority as a customs bonded warehouse. Because the facilities were bad, the license was also removed. What are we doing on that, Mr. Chairman? With support from the African Development Bank, we have now tendered out the rehabilitation of that facility. And as I talk now, the bids are being evaluated. and we shall be able to get a contractor who will be able to rehabilitate and refurbish the Kampala goods shed so that it becomes one of the revenue generating facilities for URC, Mr. Chairman. So it's true, it's not functioning because of the funding challenges and because of legacy issues which we had with the RVR concessionaire. Mr. Chairman, on the training of the staff of the euro 33 million euros and how much was spent, Mr. Chairman, this is the information which I request that we go and we are able to get so that we can be able to have full information, because the project coordinator was Mr. Kanang, head human resource, who is not here. And as I said, it would be very bad to give wrong information. So I request that, Mr. Chairman, we are able to come and give that information about the constituency project, Mr. Chairman.
Point of order. Bwana Chair, is the MD in order to refrain from answering a question on the amount of money that has come to Uganda Railway Corporation? He is acknowledging that the money came, but he doesn't want to disclose. Is he in order?
And you see, it's not in order. First of all, this capacity building, you are the ones who have spent this money. You don't know how much you have spent on your own capacity building. And that is the HR who is not here. You can even just give him a phone call. It is simple. How much did you spend on us to do capacity building?
Bwana Chair, I request that we don't proceed to the next question. Let the amount of euros received for capacity building be mentioned here, how much was spent and how much is remaining, where were the spendings?
Through you, Chair. I want to put emphasis on the money for capacity building. It seems most times when we call witnesses here, they come thinking they should go the same way. Corruption is one thing that most people have normalized in agencies. But we want to tell you, as our president has said, this is Kisanja, no more sleep. As my colleagues have stated, I want to put it firm again that every reaction gets the same equal action. If we are not given information about the money for capacity building, as I still suggest, Bwana Chair, that we remain with the managing director here. Thank you.
Honorable Zadok.
Thank you, Chair. In the statement from the managing director, he was very clear. He said they are earning 1 shilling and they are spending 3 things. So they are earning less and they are spending more, but they don't even know how much they received. And in your submissions, you requested them to table a bank statement. I think if they can provide the bank statement, we can be in position to see what they received, because they don't know, they don't have it in their books.
You know why I was concerned and why I asked that question? We are getting a loan of 19 point, how many euros? 19.3 euros to rehabilitate that meter gauge, Malaba. Is it? Is it?
No. The 19.3 was the one which was given by the Spanish government,
yes,
under Mathia, and that's the project actually which ended.
But again, on that project, we are also getting a loan of of 33 million euros, which is almost twice the amount of the money to rehabilitate that meter gauge. And it is supposed to come in a phased manner, according to the information I have. So I raise the question because it beats my understanding how capacity building can double the cost of rehabilitating a meter gauge. But even further, what kind of capacity building is this?
Mr. Chairman, if I can respond to that, the 19.8 million euros, it was actually meant for URC capacity building. And the capacity building was actually in 3 main areas. One was capacity building in maintenance and rehabilitation of the track.
Training you how to maintain?
No, building the capacity, reconstruction of the line from Mukono up to Kampala. And this is where now they built and rehabilitated the track by removing the steel sleepers and putting the concrete sleepers. Another component, Mr. Chairman, was the maintenance of the bridges along the same line. And there was a small component of capacity building for training human capital.
How much was it?
I'm told it was about 4.8. It was about 4.8 million euros, Mr. Chairman. So that's why I'm questioning, Mr. Chairman.
Slowly, it's coming.
Okay, that's about even if we use your statistics, because we don't want to let's use what you have given us. That's about 25 billion to train. What were you training?
Chair, I want to thank you. Slowly it is coming that the money was appropriated for that, was borrowed for that, for capacity building. And now from nothing, it has reached to 4 billion. So I believe there is more. Billion euros. 4 million euros.
4 million euros.
So that means there is more buying that. From nothing to something. We believe you will tell us everything later.
So, Mr. Chairman, again, if I can submit, it seems maybe I could be mixing up some issues because the 33 million euros you may be talking about is for a new proposed project we're supposed to handle Mukono Kaworo. So the 19.8 did Mukono Kampala, but plans are underway to get actually 33 million euros to do Mukono Kaworo. Maybe that's where I'm not getting the information clear.
We may not need to waste time, but okay, the 4 million euros, the 25 billion, almost equivalent. What kind of trainings are you doing worth 25 billion?
Mr. Chair, are they training permanent staffs who are there with you? Are you training contractors on that money? Who are you training?
Let them tell us. Let them tell us.
Point of order.
Order, Honorable Chen.
The Honorable Chair, when a person is appointed to manage an organization in the capacity of the executive director, the managing director, the assumption is that he's competent, highly qualified, and can run the organization as the accounting officer. Is it in order for the accounting officer to pretend not to be knowing anything concerning finances of the corporation, given the fact that when you assume an office, you are given a report and details of everything you deal in? Honorable Chair, even in my small capacity as the district chair, I knew all the allocation of all the departments and sectors. Even if you get me along the road, I would answer. Is it in order for the MD to behave like that in this committee? Thank you.
It's not in order, and we have tried to give him, one said 8 million, another said 4 million. Okay, you explain to members what kind of training you are doing. Can he respond?
On that one. Thank you, Chair. Chair, someone said 8 million and 4 million euros. We want to know now through the minister. And the Honourable Minister and Technical Staff, the information you give the minister, I think should be exact information. We want to know how much. Is it 8 or 4? Even if it is 4, using the worst case scenario, we need to know which people were trained, which course, and where, and were they relevant to the URC work. Thank you.
You tell us who lied to us. Was it you, Managing Director? Was it the powerful lady? I've forgotten the name. Who was lying to us? The head of finance?
No, Mr. Chairman, the information I'm getting is that the training for capacity building was actually 4.8 million euros. And I've requested my technical staff to prepare for me the details of.
But you are the ones who underwent this training. You'd brief us. What did they train you?
No, this, Mr. Chairman, it took place before I came in.
It took place before you came?
But we have staff here who would be able to provide
Okay, anyone who trained, you tell us what you trained, worth 25 billion.
Letitia possibly can be able to give some more information. Letitia, please.
Chair, the training covered 4 main areas, and these were management control and business administration, rolling stock and facilities maintenance, infrastructure and project management, and operations and customer service.
So
those are the areas.
You trained in customer service, maintaining the equipment, taking stock at 25 billion.
Chair, how many people were trained?
How many people were trained?
And from where?
Did you fly?
Chair, the total number of courses was about 1,150. And each of those trainings had the total number of trainings. Each of those had a different number of staff attending at that time.
How many staff were trained?
Chair, the areas are quite a number.
I asked the number of staff.
It is 1,000. Chair, the numbers of staff trained in each course were broken down by training. So
total, how many staff were trained?
Chair, we need the oath maybe.
Okay, if I may, the list is a bit long. The electricity technical training, we had 8
We're asking for the number of staff. You are taking us back to courses.
But the number, not 1,100.
Let her chair with the 24 billion.
Yes, Honorable.
Chair.
Microphone.
My name is Acham Fatopista, a woman member of Parliament, Zombo District. I apologize for coming late. We slept in Germany and traveled overnight. I'm picking from where I got. I would request and suggest that the HRA and the team that were directly responsible for the training to extract for us the training report that was presented to the House, because this information must be there. You cannot have trainings and you don't present a report. It is a report that will give us a clear accountability of how much was spent and how much remained. Thank you.
Can you imagine we are borrowing money to train, 25 billion to train? How many staff? That is the biggest question. How many staff?
Chair,
Deputy Chair.
I was expecting to hear that about 100 staff did PhD in railway maintenance, but even it seems the master's degree bit of it has not come out. But Chairman, trainings are areas where government resources are frequently abused. With ease, by the way. It's an easy load. MD, you may know or you may not know, but that's one of the areas where people siphon money out of government coffers. So, Chairman, my view is that when these people will come back in 1 week, this second issue will be one of the key areas for which we want to spend time. We really want to understand it into details.
Okay. But even before we wait for those reports, you tell us how many people were trained. It is a simple question.
And which institutions and for how long?
And from where? Because I'm sure you also did this training.
But how many people went? If there are people here who went, Chair.
How many people were trained here through you, Honorable Minister? Maybe they can, by show of hands, those who are trained.
Do we have anybody here?
I see like around 7 to 8.
There are more.
So, Chair, I wanted to ask one person.
Mr. Chair.
Through you.
But the
Honorable
Honorable
Chair has
Minister
given
is still, the Honorable Minister is
after,
is
then I ask
making a
one of
request.
the trainees.
I'll do just one of the people who trained me. Can you stand up? How many trainings did you undertake in different portfolios? You as one person.
Bwana Chair, through you, before that question is answered, let him tell us how many were they in the training before venturing into the question the minister has asked.
Mr. Chair, I think we are almost on the same lane because it will help us to get to the number. We might be having one person here, but in the system is captured as 5 people because he went through different trainings and is assumed a different person on each training. So that also can help to get your...
Okay. Introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Tukashaba Paul Muheire. I'm currently the Principal Finance Officer in charge of expenditure. Now, let me also even throw more light on this training. This is a training that went for 3 years. And the trainings that I undertook include rail costing. They were measured in 4 areas: operations and customer care, rolling stock maintenance, and then the truck maintenance, and then management and control. Now, I undertook a number of trainings myself. One was in rail costing, another one was in customer care. But in every training, because there was a training room that was made at Narkorongo, would sit more than 20 people for every training. So there are many trainings that were undertaken, and I believe everyone was trained at URC because the training went on for over 3 years.
So you trained from Narukolongo in a room, or a boardroom of
URC.
Of URC. This is what you have told us.
Yeah, because these trainings were hands-on. They were not PhDs. They were hands-on.
Okay.
Issues to do with Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah, that one even is better for us.
That means you saved us a lot. You didn't fly to Netherlands. You saved us a
go
lot.
to Makerere, they didn't pay fees.
Also, part of the training was benchmarking. There were 3 benchmarking activities spent by URC staff. And I think for every benchmarking, more than 10 people went for that benchmarking in Spain on rail operations.
For how many days?
And it was more than a week every time.
Even if you go for a month, where did the 25 billion go?
Chair.
You are in finance. You are.
Why did he do customer care?
Customer care, it was in Narukolong.
And why, as a senior finance, to do customer care? Is that the reception?
Mr. Chair, I want to seek your intelligence.
Chair, additional information.
General, let's hear from General.
Could he demonstrate the hands-on training on customer care? How was it conducted?
Let him show us. No, the gentleman.
Mr. Chair.
They are asking you to show us how you train.
The other gentleman is still up.
Please, give him the microphone.
I wanted to offer some explanation.
Okay, before you will they'll give you a chance, but members want him to demonstrate the hands-on training of customer care.
Chair, there's
Please.
information which is not coming out.
Okay, but first give the. Did you train? Yeah. Did you also train? Did you train?
No.
Okay, give those who trained. You give those who trained, please. He trained.
Chair.
Members want to demonstrate.
Mr. Chair.
Just a minute. Honorable Minister, it's just a request. Since he trained hands-on on customer care, you demonstrate hands-on on customer care.
Okay, Chair, even as a finance person, we give customer care. The customer care
It's okay for you to train, but members just want you to demonstrate.
Yes, was attended by all staff across the departments. So, majorly it was the training intended for the sales and the commercial staff, but as a finance staff, I also attended because I needed to know how to handle my internal customers.
Okay, how? How?
The question is how?
Because you said you had to go for hands-on.
So you choose a customer and show
You
us.
choose a customer and show us.
Chair, I think let's give opportunity to this.
Madam Chair.
The one who was itching to be on the record, just a bit, honorable colleague. The one who was itching to be on the record, let's give him opportunity for a hearing.
Thank you very much, Chair. The clarification I wanted to offer.
Chair, his name and title.
I'm called Opolot Majid. I'm the acting principal legal officer for URC. The clarification I wanted to offer. The training talked about was a component of the project, the 19 billion, and it did not come to URC. It was money paid to the consultant who was attached to the project. They are also Spanish. They came with a project that had a training component in it. And so the money for training was paid to them. They designed a training program for all the staff for the areas that have been mentioned. And so the trainings would be designed to happen here for every department and over a period of 3 years. People did not necessarily travel to the universities or go to the universities to attain whatever qualifications. And that's what they are calling hands-on training. The training was designed for a department. They bring the consultant, they train people in a particular department in an area on the syllabus that was agreed upon, and then they move to the next department. But what should come out clearly, the money wasn't paid to URC to decide on who should train and when and go where. It was the consultant who was attached to the project, and they are the ones who designed all the courses that people were trained in. So,
Chair, information.
Now you have made it worse.
Mr. Chair.
Chair, information.
Honorable Sevamala, then, but General, not Honorable Sevamala.
Mr. Plot, please hold the mic. You didn't train, right?
I did not.
When I think the MD will tell you this, but you are a principal legal officer, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you organize the training? I thought you first come up with the institutional gaps, isn't it?
Yes.
Then after that, you come up as members, and then you find out what exactly you want to train in and who should train you in that particular thing.
Yes.
So now, how did the Spanish know what was in our gaps when we did not participate in this? Who gave them what we should train in? Who gave them that information? Who guided them on please come? Because I'm already a civil engineer. I know what I'm supposed to do. I have been in, practicing civil engineering for some time. How does somebody come and tell me, like Engineer Tukunda, how does somebody come? Engineer Isaac, how does somebody come and tell him, this is how you're going to work on the railway? And you should train in it. Yet he has been doing this for the last 20 years. So who managed these, institutional gaps to make sure, because whether you got the money or not, you're spending on behalf of, you're being trained on behalf of government, and taxpayers are going to pay. So you were in position to say we don't need this training. Because we already know this training. But you people have been trained in what you know. Customer care. How is it to lay a line? How to cost. These are the things that you were employed for. These were the things that you were interviewed for to come and do in Uganda Railway. So how do you get, is it 19 euro? And then you put it on things that you already know. Unless you're telling us the people did not know, the Spanish people came, realized we had gaps here, and decided to come and train us in these particular things. Do you have a report, a feasibility study, showing what gaps that we had in Uganda Railway that we told these people should train us? Is that report present? Can you present it here?
Okay, let them ask at once and you respond. General? General first.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, it has come out very clearly the minister is alone. He came with the technical people, but here he's alone. He has landed in an ambush. All the troops he came with are very confused. They have retreated. Honorable Chair, these people are not prepared. They are manufacturing answers now. They are having a meeting within a meeting. Because whatever we ask, it is referred. Whatever we ask, phones run around. They didn't sit as one unit. They didn't prepare. Now everything is scattered. Honorable Chair, maybe in order for us to proceed, kindly I would request so that the minister keeps on breathing. Within this 1 week, they have requested anything they are referring now. Oh, this one, it is with so and so. The HR doesn't know even the people which they train. They need, what caused the training? Should have been the needs. Training is driven by needs, by gaps, as the Honorable has clearly put. But our people are very disorganized. Within that week, Honorable Chair, let them come back, whatever they can't answer now, let them come with concrete answers. Otherwise, you'll allow me to act on police, on behalf of police, as we wait for the police.
Assistant Institution. Chair.
I beg to proceed, Honorable
Chair. Information.
Honorable has not spoken. Okay. Thank you, Chair. I want to add my voice to the rest of the speakers on our side. Honorable Minister and Accounting Officer, you realize that Section 343 of the Public Finance Management Act charges you to be responsible for accounting for any monies to the Parliament. Unfortunately, you seem not to be having all the information on your fingertips. What has amazed us more, since we are concentrating on one point, then we go to another, I want to concentrate on this capacity building area. Nobody the world over can do training without the training needs assessment. It is only becoming explicit in Uganda that you can train anyhow. I want to know whether the accounting officer is in charge or the managing director. But there is no donor, looking at the laws of government of Uganda now, that is allowed to give a grant without doing an appraisal by the relevant ministries and departments to know the gaps they are in. And therefore, all these must be explicitly stated in the project operational documents made between the bank and yourselves. Accounting officer, was there any appraisals made to get this money from the bank, or it was just dropped from the air and they say Uganda Rail? So you need to give us a clear direction. Two, if at all you did it, it means that the project operational document has the gaps of URC now. And that those should be the gaps that you negotiate to fund. To me, I become a little confused when I'm looking at somebody training at customer care. Where are we going? Okay. A railway from, is it Nalukolongo to Kampala, has never been established. For how many years now? It has not been rehabilitated, and you are saying they went for training in customer care. I think the taxpayer is looking at us. I believe we are on the media now. But if they are seeing you, you will fear to move on the street, colleagues. Accounting officer, kindly respond and help us to know, was there needs assessment done? Project operational document. Honorable Pio.
Thank you, Chair. It is clear that the presenter who said he's not the executive director, but the managing director, is not managing the affairs of his people and is not in charge. We thought that actually the technical people would respond, but finance has failed to respond. Legal counsel has come, has failed to respond. Actually, the person who wanted to respond to this issue was human resource, but it is now finance trying to explain. But then finance is saying they were trained on costing of rolling stock, but they have failed to tell us how many wagons they have. They have failed to account even for the ones that have disappeared. To me, I see this 25 billion was more or less a vehicle to siphon the funds out. And this was just as a cover-up. So, Chair, we need a comprehensive document. There must have been a needs assessment report, there must have been a training report, and then there must have been a project report clearly showing what were the targets, what were the results, what were the deliverables. Short of that, even if you give these people 1 week, I do not see what they are going to bring here after a week. Human resource should clearly tell us and come out very openly, because this is under their docket. It's not under anyone else's docket. Short of that, I think the interpretation of this was just a vehicle to get the funds out of the project. Thank you.
So do you think, because we are going to dwell on it, do you want us to give them also time?
You see, Chair, as I've already said, the managing director is not managing. The issue of time, we may have to give time for everything. Because you see, I looked at even the inventory. The MD even doesn't know how many acres of land we have. The report says 20,734. The inventory says 20,848. A difference of 114 acres. So we do not know whose information do we believe. The report is saying something different. Two reports from one organization, but they are conflicting each other. We don't even know how many acres of land we have. We don't know how many wagons we have. So when we don't have the information, then it really becomes very challenging whether time will address this. I'm really concerned about that. Thank you.
Honorable Waluswaka, then Honorable Fred, Honorable Zadok, Honorable Emma, and lastly, Honorable Sebamal.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, through our colleague, Honorable Minister, and technical staff, when you saw our senior member, General Kiding, is the deputy CDF. Sometimes people think members of parliament are just senior six. Don't take his statements very lightly. And he said, if police he can bring his voters, don't take that statement very lightly. And you're lucky. He said they give you time. And I think he has seen our able chair and the members, and of course the minister. So, Honour Chair, what I want to request is that we had so many issues to raise, we just raised, but as of now, it is evident that these people cannot answer. Instead of answering, they are again angering the members. So, Honour Chair, there are critical issues through our Honourable Chair, as we request Honourable Minister, since the members and the Honourable Chair is giving you some ample time you requested, we have agreed 1 week. There are cases, Honourable Minister, I want you to interest yourself, and statements from your people. You know, we have a bilateral agreement and engagement with other countries. There was a very strong statement that Kenya stole our wagons. Those are heavy statements. So we shouldn't, I think, Honourable Minister, through the chair, we engage at a higher level, because when these third parties, when they come, that's what they will put, and it can bring issues. So, Honour Chair, I want to request that there are those high policy, you take it over with the minister, and we find a way of solving things. Otherwise, my brother here, through you, he wanted information, and you know, being a neighbor and his UPC, we just had my brother.
Kindly be brief.
Yeah, Elder, so can you say something? Chair has given you permission.
Thank you, Chair. Just to supplement what he said, I'm of the view that as they come back after a week, they should give us a training, an assessment, training needs assessment that was conducted before acquisition of the loan, and the training gaps identified that called for some component of the loan acquired to be specifically for training. And then, if it is possible, a minute of the top management meeting that decided that those training needs identified are the ones the organization, the URC, should take on. And then lastly, Honourable Chair, URC made losses of over 30 billion for the last 3 consecutive years. Could it be possible that as they come back after a week, they come with a report clearly indicating how they arrive at those losses for the last 3 consecutive years? Thank you.
Okay, be brief, members. It's just about the issue of the time, because everything they want time, and it is already past 11:30. So after Honorable Sevamala, I'm sure you'll be ready. Failure to do so, I guided already. Failure to account for the wagons, you go and start recording statements.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would like to ask, this loan of 19.8, if I'm right, million euro.
We are not asking more questions. They still have a lot to respond, and just finalize.
Okay, on the training, was this money tied by source and tied by project? I heard someone say this, an economist of the corporation. Was this a double tied aid that required Spain to conduct the training by themselves? Then lastly, Honorable Minister, since we started interfacing with Ministry of Works, actually, Ministry of Works has been bringing the largest delegation here, but has not been helpful to the ministry, but to the committee, very helpful. This is a piece of advice. As you go back, because you are still coming back here, and many times, please put our people together. Whatever documents you have sent to us, first brainstorm. But coming here and behaving the way we are behaving before camera, it is not the best. It's not the best, and it's not reflecting value for money to the country.
Okay.
I beg to submit.
Honorable Latrin, Honorable Zadok, and Honorable Sevamalalas.
Yeah, thank you, Bwana Chair, for giving me this chance. By the name, I'm called Metrin Nansala, MP Namsindwa County. Sir, by profession, I'm an accountant, but I'm getting discouraged, really, that they can't even account. They don't know even the money they received, and they don't know the money they spend. For us, we need only the income you got and the expenditure. You could explain for us. We use this and this on this, you see, very quickly and very simple like that. But now we are getting discouraged. I've sat here, but I'm doing nothing almost, because I was eager to hear. We did this and such amount. This and this and such. At least for me, they always sign forgers, then receipts. Forgers, expenditure and income. So we are failing to do that. I'm sorry for that. Just accept maybe the money got lost. You said this one, it's not there. This is not there. Like that, we'll be free. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, Mpaka Ngazadok is my name, MP Uweju County. My inquiry is one, and I wanted to know from the Managing Director, who procured that consultancy? And were there other options of other consultants? How did you zero to that one of Spain, which seems to be a bit expensive, because that consultancy which took all that much? Were there other options from different other areas where you benchmarked and you zeroed on that one of Spain?
Thank you, Chair. I want to say that a bad boss sometimes is like a toothache. Hard to bear, but sometimes we can manage to bear. If ethics are poor at the top, it goes down the drain, and that is evident in all departments with Uganda Railway right now, because none or no department knows what is happening in their own departments. Council Opolot was trying to explain about the funding on capacity building. I want you, when you come with the report, to differentiate between the 4 billion and the 19 billion, the Spanish funding. Before I conclude, as Chair, as directed, the issues of land should be resolved as you come. And then Uganda Railway should come up with a report to justify the capital investment, because there is no commercial return. We need to have that so that we can be answerable to the taxpayers. We must not be investing every time and not know what is happening with our money. And then the other thing is that since we have discovered most of you seem not to account for your jobs, maybe through Chair, we want to request that when they're coming back next week, they come also with a report and a list of all the employees of Uganda Railways with their qualifications. Maybe some of these qualifications are placed, so that we can find a way. There are other Ugandans outside there that are employed, but with proper qualifications. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Sebamala, lastly.
Yeah, mine was to the Chief Finance Officer. You did a degree in finance? Financial controller, the one that trained.
The one that trained.
Yes. What degree did you do?
Thank you, Honorable. I have a second-class upper degree in business administration.
Business administration.
I'm a member of ACCA.
Stop
I'm a
there.
CPA.
And in all those trainings, you did not have customer care?
I did, but we needed a refresher.
After doing in a degree in ACCA,
Yes,
you also have a master's.
exactly.
You also did entrepreneurship during your study.
Very true.
During ACCA, you did marketing and sales as a...
I didn't do that.
Or during your degree, did you come up with anything to do with marketing and sales?
I did, sir.
And then you needed a training in customer care.
Yes.
I think they did not do a needs assessment. Now that is where we have a problem. Uganda's money is being misplaced. And we are giving money, we are putting money on things that do not, people do not have boreholes. You're here training at millions of dollars. So I think let's get that needs assessment, Honorable Chair.
Okay.
And then we see, you could also give us the gaps you have now, currently, the ones that you have now, such that we can see which trainings you really need now.
Okay. Sir, just as we conclude this matter, how much were you receiving daily for the training? Allowances?
Yeah, actually.
There were no training allowances.
So you just went for customer care, there were no benefits?
There were many trainings, just that was one of it, but there are many trainings.
So you prepare a full report on this, because the leakage normally comes from the procurement of this consultant whatsoever. We want to understand. So the members have requested we give you a week. We'll give you the week. It will still come to pass. So you, before we go to the other, where's the accountability for our wagons?
Mr. Chairman, we had sent Engineer Busurga to pick the report.
Will he come back really? You are going to be taken as wait for... Let me give you maybe, because we have other business to do, I add you 10 minutes. If not, you go as he comes.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
This is very critical. Through you, our Chair, is Engineer Busura back?
He can't come back.
Now, Chair, now that he can't come and MD...
I am assuming, I'm not sure.
so, Chair, and it's very unfortunate, he's a colleague in engineering. I'm ashamed. So, Chair, I think I want to request the indulgence of this committee that the first person to make a statement is Engineer Busurwa. Yeah, because they have sent him 30 minutes. Here, even if you are working as a scenario, you have reached. So we wait and this committee can summon him.
No, but the accounting officer is here. There's a head of security something somewhere.
Yeah, Chair.
I don't know what he's protecting.
Because since the other one is the one, by the time they send you to bring a report, it means you are so much connected. He would have said, I don't know where it is. So my humble request through you, Honourable Chair, is that you give them time as the other gentleman comes. If he doesn't come, he first makes a statement first. No, because some people will mess up and they think the accounting officer will do or the minister will do. Thank you.
Normally, the accounting officer takes charge. He should be the one to go, start the statement. If he implicates other people who are there maybe before him, then they also go. But you finish the questions, and if he is not here by then, we have no choice but to escort you. And the General has offered, in case police delays, General Kiding is ready to take you.
Mr. Chairman, through my minister is 5 minutes away here.
Okay. You continue responding.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, honorable members. We take your comments so serious, and this was a loan, Mr. Chairman, as I said, which was got from Spain, and it was for URC capacity building in 3 areas, and the appraisal was done, and one of the components was capacity building. There was appraisal in 2019, and also the training and needs assessment was also conducted in 2019. But as you have guided honorable members, Mr. Chairman, we shall be able to come with a report next week, which will be a comprehensive report, which shows the appraisal which was done, the training and needs assessment that was conducted, and also the final project closure report, which was prepared, and we shall be able to table it here, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, having said that, there were issues to do with maintenance plans, both for permanent way and also for the assets, and also whether the trains actually have brakes, whether they actually do brake. Mr. Chairman, I would like to report that we have been having maintenance plans, but because of the financing gaps, these plans have not been implemented. That's why, Mr. Chairman, you find that, yes, we have customers, but customers can't be able to come because of the limited number of assets which we have, especially the locomotives. We have only 4 mainline locomotives, Mr. Chairman, because of lack of funds. These locomotives have not been actually repaired or maintained. Even the servicing is a very big challenge, Mr. Chairman. I gave a background of where URC has come from. And I would like your support, Mr. Chairman, because URC, after the concession, was not the same URC which happened before the concession. And the concessionaire, Mr. Chairman, didn't do any investment. So we are coming from the ditch, Mr. Chairman, not only in terms of the assets we have, not only in terms of the permanent way capacity we have, not only having signaling and telecommunications, okay? But Mr. Chairman, you find that we don't have a signaling and telecommunications engineer, but capacity is being built to make sure that this one is done. So, Mr. Chairman, allow me invite the Chief Mechanical Engineer to take us through the maintenance plan for the wagons and also for the locomotives, and also the Chief Civil Engineer for the maintenance plans for the permanent way. Thank you.
Chair, what these people create more trouble? They are buying time as the other man comes back, or what? They may create more harm to yourselves, MD.
Mr. Chair, these are questions that came from the committee. And I think there wouldn't be any element of buying time. We are supposed to answer. Probably out of our clarification, if there's other things that you would seek to get from us, it will also build on what we need to prepare and report back to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Through MD, I am Engineer Prosper Musime, and I'm the Chief Mechanical Engineer of Uganda Railways Corporation. A question was raised that we don't have a maintenance culture and there's no workshop in place. We have workshops. We have a main workshop in Narukorongo, that is the central workshop for Uganda Railways. We also have other workshops and depots across the network. We have Kampala Depot, where we have a mechanical workshop that works on locomotives. We also have another workshop near the locomotive workshop called CXR workshop, that is carriage and wagon examination workshop, that is in Kampala. We also have a workshop in Jinja, 2 workshops, one for locomotives, another one for CXR. Then also have another workshop in Tororo. Much as the workshop in Tororo for CXR is not working because it is not equipped, we share the one with locomotives. We always do maintenance. We have maintenance schedules which are in place for all the equipment that we have. As the MD has said, The schedule is in place, the work plan is there, but we have been lacking money to buy some of the spare parts to carry out the maintenance. That's why you heard that there is deferred maintenance from the time of RVR. We have also had challenges of understaffing in these workshops, but we have utilized the option of interns. Whenever time for internship comes, we always bring in many interns to support us, but also to train them and prepare them for future recruitment in URC. Then also, I think those are the questions that were asked about the workshop. I thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The Chief Civil Engineer, there was a question on the failed sections between Kampala and Mukono. The washaway due to poor drainage. Possibly you could talk about that and also as you talk about the maintenance plan for the permanent way.
Honorable Chair and the members, yes, there was a question on embankment failure, that some embankments have failed between Kampala and Mukono. One of the things is that, yes, there was some embankment failure some time back, which we corrected. We should take note that this is an embankment that was made maybe more than 50 years ago, and the hydrology has changed since that time. So the possibility of failing is statistically possible, and it happened. As a solution, we corrected that, but we are undertaking a drainage exercise. So from Kampala to Mukono, we are having a project for improving the drainage of the railway line so that such incidents do not take place again. There was also another question that I want to pay attention to, and this was on barriers, whether on safety. We ordinarily have level crossings, and yet level crossings are not the best, are not the safest means of trains and vehicles crossing each other. The best way would be to have the grades separated. But as for now, we have them. We employ level crossing guards at those places to make sure that people are warned in time. We have railway crossing signages. There is that standard one which we always use, and everybody who sees that should be able to know we have reached a level crossing, we are crossing a railway. But despite that, we have put some level crossing barriers in a number of places. And that's where we are, how we are now moving, because we now need to make it safer, because the vehicles are becoming many. If one was observant, we have one in Nyenga, which we have finished recently. We have at Wankoko, we have some level crossings. The booms, the barrier booms. At Mukwano, that Mukwano road, we have booms on the main line, that's on access road. We have booms there. We have also those on the line to Port Bell. So we have been trying to do this, except that I must say that we have very many level crossings, and having all of them with barriers is a big budget. that we currently don't have. However, going forward,
Engineer, how much does a manual barrier cost?
it costs around 3 million.
3 million. So people have been dying on these crossings, children, for so many years. You people have money you spend at source. You have not taken it upon yourselves to prioritize these barriers as you wait for your electronic barriers, automated barriers. Instead, you are blaming the Ugandans for having headphones while driving, for speeding, underestimating the train. So my question was simple. Who should this committee hold accountable for those lives? For failure to have even the simplest barrier. Section 41(2), I read it to you loudly, states, the minister may, which means it's not a must, but the minister may require the corporation to erect such gates. So I wanted to know, is it the minister who is not, because the law gives him leeway, is it the minister who is not bothered, or the minister has actually told you people and you are the ones who are not bothered? So we wanted to establish who is responsible. The issue of the amount, 3 million is little money for the people's lives.
Honorable Chairman, I think we have started working on them, and as I was moving forward.
The question is not starting now. People have been dying for several years. The question is not about now. I've seen your procurement is in December. Is meant to be completed in December. The question is, who is going to account for those lives we have lost in the past?
Chair, supplementary. We used to see some men holding flags every time the train would be crossing along those railway crossings. What happened to them? No, even recently here from 7th Street, what happened? They would stop vehicles with flags, and the vehicles know that now the train is coming. The other day we only saw the traffic man trying to control. What happened? Can't you improvise in the meantime?
Yes, we have level crossing guards on all the level crossings. And the person that was seen in the video that time was a URC employee supposed to do that. And maybe I should say that we can put barriers, but as long as we don't, people's attitude don't change, the lives cannot be protected by only barriers.
Order,
Please,
order, Honour Chair.
The question is, a barrier you have said costs 3 million. All these years people have been dying. You have money you spend at source, you don't take the consolidated fund. You have not yet even shown us the authorization for you to spend at source. We want to see it. But you spend at source, you can't even buy a barrier of 3 million, children are dying. We want to know who is going to be held accountable for those lives we have lost in the so many years.
Honour Chair. Honour Chair, I don't know whether I want your guidance. Engineer, the chair is very clear. People have died. Eventually, this man has come back. People have died.
You kindly bring the documents.
Yeah. People have died just for 3 million. Engineer, just make how many crossings? The amount of money, it is this parliament, this chair and this committee to appropriate to you.
They have it. They are spending at source.
So don't waste time, just tell us the number of crossings. If you don't know which one to start, we can prioritize. Don't go into details. Please.
Honorable members, we are going to make it a priority.
I'm not talking about now. Me, I want to know, and the members here want to know. All these years people have died. Who is, instead of you coming to TV and saying people have headphones, people are, their windows are up, they are playing music, that's why they are dying. Who is going to be held accountable for those lives? Honorable Sebamala.
Yeah, I guess no one will be accountable. I think Chair, should I ask a question from?
Let's finish that.
Okay.
That engineer, you people have user departments. What have you done? Have you initiated these requests for these barriers and you have failed? We want to know, but someone must be held accountable.
Who's in charge of safety in URC? Please explain.
You tell us, you made the request on this day, they refused, or you tell us, but we want to know. Please, don't
Thank
wait
you,
for me.
Chair, and honorable members. I'm Nkuna Richard, a Principal Safety Health and Environment Officer, URC. Yes, and I just beg to inform you that as I came into this role about 6 months ago, I found when there was no safety department in URC, and I picked from scratch, and I'm alone in this department. So what I started from is to assess the situation throughout the entire organization, and in this very function, that is when we got on board the NTU team, which is also helping me to make sure that we identify whatever gaps and risks that we have in URC. And arising from that, we developed a risk analysis. And out of that is where we identified one of them as these boom barriers that we have actually started installing in URC. Like you have heard from the engineer, they have so far installed on some key level crossings. And we did not only do that, but also we started on sensitizing the community, right away from Mukono up to Kampala. That one we have been doing and we have done. The local community, the local leaders, the market vendors, where these are all passing, plus the PAPs. To enhance voluntary vacation, that is what we explained about. You know, there is a condition under ADB that we are not supposed to chase away the PAPs before we compensate them. But we try to convince them, since we have already registered them, that they try to give us that space for safety purposes, to make sure that we run trains safely. So, having tried those other interventions, we realize that key is mindset change of our people. Because even if we
Please, the question was, have you initiated money to put these barriers for over 10, 30 years, and this management has refused to buy them?
The time
you have just come.
Yes, the time I have been in URC, you have heard that by December there will be 5 models.
So you have come with a plan.
I have actually initiated.
So who is responsible for the other years? Of course, accounting officer.
I did not find anybody on board. Like I've told you, I am just starting the department afresh, and right now I am alone.
Because that's negligence.
Alone in the whole URC.
If you had even brought it to Parliament and maybe we refused, you'd say we wanted barriers and Parliament did give us money. But you even spend at source. People are dying. You are not, even as you wait for the automated ones, you are not putting the manual ones. So accounting officer, first of all, this report doesn't show that you have located. It shows that you are still looking for these wagons. So it means you also don't know. You are still looking for them, you have not found our wagons. So engineer, do you have something to say?
Thank you, Honorable Chair and members. Yes, the wagons are still being looked for. I've given you the last minutes, the joint verification minutes. The last ones we had were in Kisumu in 2024. And from then on, when the managing director came, he started vigorously trying to engage his Kenyan counterpart with the various letters I've been showing you, so that we can reconstitute and have a verification committee meeting. So that's the process we are at. Of late, in April 2026, we jointly had a wagon census with Kenya Railways. And we have the results of the wagon census, which we are interpreting together with Kenya Railways, so we can get the actual asset count. But we have the preliminary asset count of the wagons here.
Yes, but I've quickly looked through this very big file you thought I would not read. You have not yet, even Kenya has not yet agreed that they have your wagons.
Yes, Honorable Chairman. Unfortunately, for me, I left RVR in 2014. I came back to URC in 2025 to bring institutional knowledge. So between that time,
so you were not there when they were taken?
So I cannot talk authoritatively, but because of institutional knowledge, I can at least have a background of what was happening.
Okay, so how do you want to proceed, members? First of all, there are two issues. There's negligence. These big people are here. There are no barriers on the railway. They are not even requesting for money from us, and we refuse to give them. They have money they are spending at source. That is the first case. People are dying. People have died. This other one, our wagons have been stolen. They are still looking for them. It means we don't have them.
Can you look for a wagon?
A wagon is a very big asset.
Mr. Chair,
Give you a chance to speak lastly, and then we take a decision on your fate.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the verification of the wagons is actually a process, and it's not an event, and that's why we formed those committees to make sure that they meet regularly and they are able to confirm where those wagons actually are. And as Engineer Busugu has actually indicated, I have been pushing, and the documentary evidence is there, meetings with the government of Kenya. And I think there are other minutes which actually could not have been able to trace, which actually show that the two governments are supposed to reconcile and come up with an amicable solution. So it's a legacy issue, Mr. Chairman, which started with RVR, and it's being handled through the partner states, Mr. Chairman.
You see, even the minutes here, the other government doesn't allow to have your wagons. Our wagons, let me use our wagons. Because I have minutes here I've read through very quickly. Members, Honorable Sevamala.
Then have you engaged the ESO department of government? The external intelligence security officers of our government. Have you engaged them for a report? Because you know where they were. He has said some, yes. Is it Akukuru?
Nyahururu.
Nyahururu.
They are actually in Nyahururu.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, even Kenya Railways and the government of Kenya, they have actually accepted that actually they are there. But we are saying, please, can you take
a whole documents?
Can we be able to, can you be able to pay us?
Where are the documents to show that Kenya has accepted they have our wagons?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there are minutes which were between the government of Kenya and the government of Uganda.
I have them here, you show me.
I cross-checked, actually those minutes are not there. So we should be able to give those minutes, Mr. Chairman.
Members, take a decision quickly.
Mr. Chair,
but
according to the Auditor General's report, they did identify that Uganda Rail Corporation doesn't have any monitoring safety measure. They don't have any tracking measures for these wagons. In case they got stuck or they get lost, they cannot be in position to retrack them. And they did recommend that this rail corporation do establish at least monitoring and tracking measures. I want to ask the ED and the team, what steps have you taken since that time the Auditor General recommended to ensure that at least you put some tracking and monitoring measures in place?
Members, let's first take a decision on this matter and move.
Chair.
The issue of the barriers, the issue of the wagons missing. Honorable Sevamala, I hope it's not a question, it's a decision.
Yeah, for me, I request the security to take over this issue. I think it is no longer a URC issue, because we need to know. Let ESO, our ESO department, the one that does it, take over and find out who took them, where are they, how can we get them back? Because now it has become, this is theft. You're stealing from a whole sovereign country. A wagon is not like a pen that got lost.
Yes, but we have accounting officers. Maybe when they record statements at police, they will become more serious to look for these wagons.
That is the first step, and then they'll take the others.
Honorable Waluswaka, Honorable Pio.
Honorable Chair, a wagon cannot just get lost in thin air. Now that accounting officer, you say there are minutes. Can you produce those minutes through the minister? And if not, Chair, failure to bring those minutes at a time you specify, then the accounting officer, as you have guided, maybe can make a statement. But if you say you have those minutes, they are not there, I don't know what we shall do. Secondly, Chair, you know, spending at source. I'm here with my colleague, he's an accountant. There is a request where Mr. Nkuna Richard spent over 60, it is how much? 67 million of Uganda. And he's saying he's going to recover. Can we know whether he has recovered? Because intelligence tells us that when these owners of trucks pay the money is never receipted by URC.
Are we going to other questions?
So that was because we were talking, but the issue of the wagons, since he says he has letters, and from Kenya, Maganda is from Busia, he can easily walk there to confirm. As a member of parliament, this time not as a minister, but you can do both.
Honorable Pio?
Yes.
Chair, when these wagons are been declared missing, and what is very clear from the information they are providing is that it cannot also be traced. And therefore, at this particular point, the PFMA should be enforced. Because these are now missing wagons. We don't know whether they were stolen. We don't know whether they have been sold. We don't know whether they're in Kenya. We don't know which country they are in. But the fact is that now it is no longer in our stores. It's no longer in our control. And therefore, the responsible person should be held liable. Wagons cannot just be stated to have disappeared, and we cannot trace them. They are supposed to have wagon numbers, identification numbers, traceability of their locations. We don't have any of that information that is being presented before us right now. So I really want to strongly urge that it takes its course. I don't know whether ISO is going to help discover where it is. When you're saying the Kenyan government also has said they don't have it, we don't know whether it has been converted into scrap, because it's now no longer traceable itself. And the only persons we can hold responsible are those who are held responsible for taking stock of those wagons. Thank you.
You see, their assumption is they are all in Kenya somewhere. But what if some were even sold here? Because they have not located them. But for them, they assume they are all in Kenya. So what if they were not taken, some were sold here as scrap or something else? This is where the issue is.
Exactly, Chair, because if now they cannot be traced, they're not in Kenya, we don't know whether some have been converted into other items as scrap, you know. So either we give them a final chance to vindicate them, to tell us where they are, and then we verify. Because it's clear that all of them, they are not even told us that a certain number has been recovered. All of them are basically not traceable at this point in time. But I'm even more worried, Chair, because even the other wagons right now, as the Auditor General stated, we have no mechanism of even tracing the other wagons. They have given us inventory of land, but we don't have an inventory of wagons. And the principal mechanic engineer has said, even the census they have done is preliminary. So it means we're not even sure of how many wagons we have, and the ones we lost where they actually are, and the ones we have where they actually are.
Okay, Jacinta, Honorable Jacinta.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The wagons that we are talking about, these are assets for the URC. And according to the Auditor General's report of December 2025, which stated clearly that only 0.3% of the URS total asset base is secure. So can the managing director tell this committee what is it doing in order to correct these anomalies? Thank you.
Honorable Emma Lastly. Honorable Guma, then Emma Lastly.
I think let's be fair again to these fellow Ugandans in charge of Uganda Railways Corporation. A week, honorable members, is not too much. Just let's agree unanimously that among the questions they are supposed to bring answers for, this should be one of them. Give them the week. What is the hard about? Give them the week. Clearly, we can see that Uganda Railway is on its last lap. And the people who are winding it up are these colleagues of ours. Give them a week, Mr. Chairman. I ask for the indulgence of colleagues. Let's give them a week.
I agree.
Lastly.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to first put the picture of how much a wagon costs. I know the managing director knows that the wagon costs around $150,000. So $150,000 times 30 of them, that's about $4.5 million. So when you multiply by the exchange rate, that means this government is likely to lose 16,650 million. It might sound 30, just simple for you, but 16 billion is really too much. My recommendations, Honorable Chair, is that the committee that Uganda Railway Authority had put to investigate or maybe to recover these wagons, before they leave here, they should put their statements so that we have it in record. Then number two, I think we should co-opt the State House anti-corruption team, because it seems we are taking it lightly, but not looking at how much government is losing. Up to when must we burden the taxpayer for purposes of people that are not accountable to their jobs? It's extremely too much, and it has to end. Thank you.
Okay, now on the issue of the barriers, you will get 1 week the next time you come here. You must prove to this committee that you have made attempts to put those barriers through letters, either in the budget process and you didn't get the money from this parliament. You must prove, other than just talking about people having headphones. Yes, it is true, the train has a right of way, but you as people who are mandated as civil servants, we want to know what have you done to also save these lives. So if you don't prove to us within that week that you have actually written and tried to get these barriers, even the money ones, then we shall have a problem. On the issue of the wagons, the assumption is they are in Kenya, but there's also an assumption that some were sold in Uganda. So it's an assumption because you have not yet found them. The ED is going to go and record a statement at police, and if he does not provide evidence within a week, the next time he reports, then we shall officially open
Thank you, Chair.
a file regarding the disappearance of Uganda's wagons and public property. So CID, you escort the ED to record a statement as we now interact with the standard gauge railway. We have finished that.
I applaud you, Chair. Thank you so much for that.
Where is the CID? Kindly escort the ED, the Managing Director, to record a statement regarding the disappearance of 394 wagons. And he has 1 week. Failure to do so, then we open a case. So, Honorable Minister, can we start with the standard gauge? Members, do you want to resume with standard gauge right now, or?
Yeah, Chair.
It is 30 minutes to 1. How do you want to proceed?
Let's have a break a bit.
Members? The railway corporation can go. You prepare the rest of the documents.
Chair, we seek your guidance if we are breaking off or we continue. But otherwise, our team is ready and we are available based on your guidance.
Members, do you want to proceed?
We can have a break for 30 minutes at least.
Can we break we resume at 1:15?